Okie dokie. We're back. Episode 9. Nothing special this week, just our regular segments and then a power rankings at the end. Look at the records for all of our picks. Putting this together, I noticed Connor, well done. You're the only one with 50% or above in each category, so nice.
Hey, I'm not last.
Did I end up winning pick'em in the NFL, or did somebody else win?
No, I won with the Bills' shitty performance.
Did I pick the Bills?
Everybody picked the Bills but me.
Yeah, I picked the Bills in betting too, and
what was I thinking?
You saw my rant on that.
Yeah, I did that with you, Teebs, as soon as you said that, and I was like,
Teebs
oh my god,
has a vendetta.
They're definitely gonna win, and
that Monday was the first day I didn't make a sports bet in like 5 months. I felt naked the whole day.
Yeah, I said I was not betting for a while, and then I bet like the next morning at like 10 a.m. on for the college basketball slate that night. So.
Well, hey, we had to bet for the ESPN bet drop.
Yeah, that's true. Otherwise, I would. Thanks, ESPN. Okay, study hall.
Oh shit! I was expecting
getting worse.
I was expecting it to pop up about how I know NFL ball or something, so I wasn't ready.
Oh no.
Well, we're not to your segment yet. We're just telling you how bad you are.
Yeah, the Super Dog is back on track, though.
Hey, Super Dog's back.
Yeah.
Super Dog's crushed.
2 minutes for cashing is no bueno. Got to win though, at least one. But like I said, I feel better about these picks this week, so we'll see.
I feel good about mine too, so we're in luck.
Well, let's get into it then, huh?
Let's do it.
Study hall. First game.
All right, we're starting off with some of my old friends here. I see these teams popping up on the old docket quite a bit. So we're going out to West Point. Coastal, the Chanticleers, are winners of 5 straight. They covered in all 5 games, including 4 times as an underdog. Maybe I should have had them featured as a super dog. However, Army's won the last 2 games against Air Force, who previously was unbeaten, but they appear broken. More on them later. And then they beat Holy Cross, who's an FCS team. Army beat Holy Cross by just 3 points. Not too impressive of a win. Last year, these two opened up the 2022 season with a 38-28 Coastal win. So they're familiar with that Army style of play. Shouldn't catch them too much by surprise. Like I said, Army is still on my shit list from that UMass game where they let that little shit running back on UMass run for like 400 yards. Army is 121st in the FBS against the run. Coastal averages nearly 200 yards per game during their 5-game winning streak here. So I think Coastal is going to make some headway on the ground. And the big deal here, Coastal is going to win the turnover battle in a big way. They force just under 2 turnovers a game, which is good for 22nd in the country. Meanwhile, Army turns the ball over twice a game, which is 11th worst in all of FBS college football. So between the running game, Army's on my shit list, and they're going to lose the turnover battle. So Chanticleers clear the 4 points here. We start off 1-0, 11 a.m. game.
All right.
All right. So we move to Coral Gables here, which actually I think they play, in the Hard Rock Stadium or whatever. However, Louisville is a different ball club on the road. They're sitting at 9-1 or whatever they may be. But in their 3 road games, they beaten Georgia Tech by 5. In a game in which they trailed 28-13 at half. They beat NC State, who's very mid. They beat NC State by 3, and they lost to Pitt, who's like 2-8. So again, different club on the road here. Miami is the 5th best in the Power 5 against the run. They held FSU last week to just 57 yards in the entire game, 1.8 yards a carry against the Seminoles. But again, this is an interesting. Earlier in the year, I was stuck on Keywan from FIU, Keywan, whatever the fuck his name was. So there's a guy on Louisville. He's a running back here. He's a 2nd in the ACC in yards, and he also has 11 touchdowns. His name is Jawhar. Jawhar. That's his first name. Jawhar. Don't know what Miss Jordan. Don't know what Miss Jordan was thinking. Anyways, like I said, he's a big weapon for Louisville. However, Miami's pretty stout against the run. Miami's had a very up and down year. Louisville, if they win this game, they're in the ACC championship. So I'm feeling a little let down. Miami has the talent to play with and above the level of Louisville. So I'm rolling with the Canes at home here. Pretty much an even spread here. I'm taking the Canes.
Wouldn't you want Louisville to win though? Because then that gets them into the ACC championship, like you said, and that's probably a better chance to beat Florida State to help out Mizzou's long shot chance to get into the playoff.
Well, we just need mass chaos. So, I mean, we need Louisville to lose one of these two games, and then whoever ends up playing Florida State to beat Florida State.
So Florida needs to beat Florida State.
Yeah, we just need mass chaos, but I don't know. We can.
It is possible though.
I feel like Miami has as good a chance to beat Florida State as Louisville does. Louisville's not the 10th best team in the country. That's horse hockey.
Yep. All right, we're going down to Oxford here. This is one of those classic November cupcake games that Connor likes to dog on in the SEC. Ole Miss was embarrassed by Georgia, as we all saw last week, 52-17, I believe, is the final. But what does the doctor order in? Doctor orders in at 2-8. Louisiana Monroe Warhawks club coming in here. These two tangled in 2018. Ole Miss won by a score of 70-21. The Warhawks have lost 8 straight, including earlier in the year they lost to Texas A&M, who's could be fairly certain that they're worse off than Ole Miss. But Texas A&M beat these guys by a score of 47-3. So you think Ole Miss should have no trouble clearing the 37 here. Quinshawn Jenkins, run back for the Ole Miss Rebels, leads the SEC in touchdowns. He's licking his chops to run against this squad. And Monroe is allowing the second most points in the Sun Belt. So I think they're going to be scoring early and often. And the key here is Kiffin. They want their style points here. Kiffin may or may not be looking for other jobs. Kiffin, he's not going to let up. Earlier this year, he poured it on against Mercer and won by 66. So clearly he shows a tendency to continue to run up the score. So early and often, Ole Miss will be on the scoreboard. So I'm rolling with the Rebels in a big way.
I personally, I like all the stuff you point out there, but I personally hate numbers that big. I mean, that just
so do I. But I feel like it's worth it here in this spot.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're going to Colorado Springs, I believe we're at, if I'm not mistaken, at the Air Force Falcons here. As I point out earlier, Air Force is now broken. They won 8 games in a row to start off the year, and then they lost 2 consecutive games, one to previously 2-6 Army, and another one to previously 3-7 Hawaii. During their 8-game winning streak, they're averaging 300 yards per game on the ground. Their last 2 all the way down to 178 yards. And, of course, they don't really pass much. So if you're losing that much out of your ground game, you're in deep trouble. The last 2 games alone during the 2-game losing streak, they've turned it over 10 times, 5 picks, 5 fumbles. Then in walks UNLV, who conveniently is 4th in the FBS in creating turnovers. UNLV, Old Finn Barry-Odom at the helm here. Sneaky good this year. They're 8-2, and their only losses came to Michigan, who we all know, and Fresno State, who's 8-2 also. So they've lost to no slouches here. UNLV is a top scoring team in the Mountain West, and may have a case of wrong team favorite here. Maybe Air Force is still living off their 8-game winning streak, but again, they lost the last 2, and I feel like they're simply broken. So I'm taking the running Rebels of Vegas against the Falcons. All right, so we're moving down into the SEC. Last year, Tennessee had more of a high-flying offense, and even with that more high-flying offense, they only finished this game against Georgia in Athens by a score of 27-13, which is far under the score here. Tennessee is only averaging 22 points a game versus SEC opponents, and of course, you would think Georgia's the toughest of them all. They're only allowing 15 points per game in the SEC. Tennessee was a top defense against the run up until last week when Superman Cody Schrader ran all over their throat, as we all recall in a big way. Georgia, 4 out of their 7 SEC games have been below this number. I feel like Tennessee, again, is going to struggle to possess the ball, struggle to get first downs. Georgia's going to grind it out on the ground. This just feels like an under game to me, something in the neighborhood of 35-17 or something like that. I just feel like 58 is too high. And I actually think when I saw it later on today, it was all the way up to 59.5, which is just another point. However, maybe it'll keep trending up, but we're going under indeed. So racking the money.
Okay.
All right. So we are going to Clemson, South Carolina in an ACC tilt here. Clemson, winners of the last 8 out of the last 9 in this competition here. I feel like the Tar Heels are a bit fraudulent. This is a 2:30 ESPN game. Dabo's, he got mentioned for the A&M job, and he said, quote, he's just trying to beat North Carolina. So he will do that indeed. North Carolina has lost to Virginia and Virginia Tech, and then last week they took overtime to beat Duke and their third-string quarterback. UNC is tops in the ACC in passing offense. Of course, they have NFL hopeful Drake May at the helm, but Clemson is second in the ACC in pass defense, so it might play into their hands here. Clemson was 4-4 there for a time, but won impressively the last 2 games and are a total of 5-1 at home, with their only loss coming in overtime to the unbeaten Florida State Seminoles. So I feel like this is a nice spot for Clemson to win comfortably and the Tar Heels to finally drop out of the top 25 like they deserve to be.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to Madison. Johnny Anderson will be in attendance at this ball game. Don't ask me why, but they are. Wisconsin is averaging 13 points in their last 5 games, and Nebraska is averaging 17 points in that same span. We a lot of talk about Iowa, a lot of talk about Northwestern Minnesota. As we all know, the whole Big Ten West sucks absolute donkey balls. These 2 teams are right in the thick of things as far as not being able to score worth their lick. Wisconsin famously burned us, a week or 2 ago with their loss to whoever that was. Boy, that was our lock or somebody's lock, but they suck. Anyways, interesting stat here. So remember when we were all at that LSU-Mizzou game on October the 6th, right? That was a pretty long time ago. That was the last time that Nebraska has thrown for 150 yards in a game. It's been that long. They can't move the ball. They suck ass. Last year, these 2 tangled to a score 15-14. I'm expecting something very similar. So I'm going low scoring here. Yes, it's a low number. Connor got burned with trying to play the low number last week, so it's low for a reason. Bet it low. Under.
All right, last one.
All right, to the last one. So we are going to Tempe, Arizona here. Oregon fighting for the lives for a playoff spot. They're looking for style points in a big way, of course, awaiting the Pac-12 championship game. They can't slip up in between and want to look as impressive as possible all through the remainder of the season. Oregon leads the pack in points. Arizona dead last in the pack in points. There's your sign right there. Oregon has the fewest turnovers per game on the offense in all of college football. They need style points, as I said. Right now, Bo Nix is the betting favorite to win the Heisman, which I would disagree. I think Jaden Daniels is having a far better season. Yeah, they have more losses, but it is what it is. So they may be looking for some style points for their quarterback. He has 29 passing touchdowns to just 2 interceptions the entire year. The last 2 games, he's thrown for over 400 yards. So I think they'll continue to pour it on a hapless Sun Devils team here and cover the 24 points that we need to go 8-0 in Study Hall.
Also about that Wisconsin game, we have boots on the ground with John Anderson. And I believe that loss wasn't that loss to fucking
Indiana. Was it Indiana?
Yeah, I think it was Indiana. Yeah.
God.
One of those 6 red teams in the I can see it in my head.
It was Indiana, and it was fucking terrible because Indiana's fucking terrible. But yeah.
Think you can convince John to take the under in this?
I don't know. I'm sure he'll be betting. He better get his bets in now before he gets too damn drunk to be able to hit the button. But I don't know if you can gamble in Wisconsin or not, but you'll have time all the way through.
Yeah, that's true.
One thing, viewers, next week is Thanksgiving, so we won't be here with you. So happy Thanksgiving. Sneeze, I didn't even think about it until you brought up the A&M job. So I looked at the A&M to see what the line was because obviously we go with the interim coach theory. But they're playing Abilene Christian, so you can't bet that game. What are your thoughts about them covering against LSU next week?
Well, I'd imagine at some point the A&M spread will come available. It might be closer to the game.
Against Abilene Christian?
Yeah, they'll usually pop up a line against the FCS later on.
Okay.
I don't know where that game is at.
It's
A&M.
it's in College Station.
In College Station. I'd imagine the spread will be somewhere in the neighborhood of 17-ish points. LSU is favored by 14 against Florida, and Florida and A&M's sort of comparable. So I think in the 14, 17 point neighborhood.
Oh, are you talking about the LSU game?
Yeah, the LSU A&M game. Is that what you're asking about?
It's at 7.5 right now. But
7.5. That's it.
Yeah, but if you have thoughts on the Abilene Christian game, I didn't know they were going to release lines for that.
I mean, I assume they would. I assume that line's going to be like 44, but you know,
does the interim coach theory give you enough balls to cover 44?
You know, I don't know who their interim coach is. Normally, like if you can get an interim coach who's like that real fiery, you know, position coach that really, you know, is a player's coach kind of guy. That's really, you know,
like Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, like Antonio Pierce, and then
got the Raiders swagger back.
Yeah, and then Les Miles got fired against whoever it was, and then Mizzou played Ed Orgeron in the first game back, and we ran into the buzzsaw there. So that's like the worst possible interim coach you can have is Coach O. But anyways, so yeah, I haven't read too much into who's coaching the Aggies, and I mean, I guess they might, you know, blow their load a little bit if they're wasting their interim spirit on the Wildcats of Abilene, but
just something to think about, viewers. You know,
yeah. We'll see how it goes.
You've been knocking FCS programs. So what about SIU? They've actually kind of sucked lately. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've beaten a couple of Big Ten teams recently. I mean, Northwestern or whoever it was. Also, so you said if the spread's 7 in that LSU game, if it's already out, but
7.
I mean, I would like the Tigers in that game if it's available already, but that goes against my interim boost. But anywho, that's all she wrote for this. But I guess I have the dog coming up.
Yeah, Super Dog.
So Super Dog had a big win last week. I didn't get the fruits of the labor because I'm a dumbass and didn't bet it. Auburn won against Arkansas by like 95.
Yeah.
Okay, so both these teams are 8-2. SMU is undefeated in the American, and Memphis has lost, of course, like I mentioned previously, to Mizzou, who's all-world, and Tulane. I had Memphis last week against Charlotte to cover the 8.5 or 9 or whatever it may be. And they were down like 10 points in the fourth quarter. They came back like a bat out of hell, and they ended up winning in overtime, but didn't cover the spread. Long story short, so SMU, like I said, 8-2. Out of their 10 games, they played a whopping one team with a winning record the entire season. That would be Oklahoma, in which they lost by 17. Other than that, every other of the 9 teams they played, losing record. They're going into Memphis here. Memphis is going to be motivated. They need this win to keep their AAC title game hopes alive. The fact that this is an 8-point spread kind of surprised me. Seth Hennigan, the quarterback for Memphis, is battling a shoulder injury to his non-throwing shoulder, but I don't think that's going to impede him. It didn't impede him last game from making that wild comeback. So I'm taking the Tigers at home plus 270.
Love it.
Love it.
It's a good number.
It is.
Did you say love it?
Yeah, I said love it.
Yeah, at the same time, that's a good sign there too.
Yeah,
so
yeah, that's good juju.
Yeah, hammer it. Okay, with that, we'll move on to our locks. First up, Mr. Jevin Boyd with the Utes at the Wildcats, with the lock being Wildcats -1.
Yeah, the Wildcats. I really start to. I shouldn't say fall in love with this team, but I like watching this ball club play. They play all the 3 phases, which is offense, defense, special teams. They have a really good running back. They're really good at home. And my first time really watching them was against Oregon State, and they ended up beating that game. I remember live betting Oregon State to come back. It was like plus 10.5, but Arizona fucking just walloped them. And speaking of Oregon State, Utah actually lost to Oregon State, they're currently ranked number 11. And so Arizona, they average close to 300 yards on offense passing, and they average close to 200 yards rushing. And Utah's defense really isn't that good. And as I said before, they're really good at home. They lost one game, which was to Washington, and Arizona made Washington look very beatable in that game. And the line before that game, actually against Washington, was Washington -20. And Arizona only lost by a tud, and they should have won, but it was a crucial interception in the fourth quarter, which led them to lose by a tud to Washington. Their Arizona running back, Jonah Coleman, is a fucking demon. He averages 7.2 yards per carry this year, and he's coming off a big game of 179 yards rushing performance. So, yeah, give me the Wildcats at home with ease.
All right.
Boyd's been staying up late watching football.
Yeah, apparently.
Hell yeah.
This game's
I go to sleep at like 2 a.m.
Better get your Pac-12 after dark love in while you can the last go around.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, Connor. Game that's already been kind of talked about. Georgia, Tennessee, with the lock being Georgia -10.5.
Yeah, I don't like to go against my buddy Sneeze because he knows college ball more than any of us. Teves might be a little shocked by that, but
no, I'm not.
I think, some may say Tennessee is going to be licking their wounds, tails tucked, heading back to what is that, Chattanooga? No, not Chattanooga. Knoxville. I don't know what I'm thinking.
You only lived in Tennessee for how many years?
Knoxville. Those cities out east, they don't matter. And it might have a little fire, their big rival in division, Georgia, coming into town. But guess what? Georgia is built different. They got Brock Bowers back. His first name's Brock, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
Good. I'm glad I'm tracking.
He played last week, didn't he?
Yeah, yep. he played last week, but just another week under his belt. And Georgia had a rough September, but since then they've been the Georgia of old. They're not letting teams really hang around, except for Vandy, but
and somebody else.
And Mizzou. They only beat Mizzou by 9, but Mizzou's a great team. Vandy's not. And I don't think. First of all, fuck the balls, and second of all, Mizzou showed their weaknesses, and Georgia is gonna stomp them. It might go over. I hope it goes under for Sneeze's sake, but I don't see Georgia taking the foot off the gas. So go Dogs.
That's what I was going to ask. You said you hate going against me. I was wondering what was going against me, but I guess you say it's going to be higher scoring.
Yeah, I just don't.
Well, Tennessee's got to score to hit the over.
That's true, but is Georgia's defense on Mizzou's level? Are they? I mean, some are saying they're not.
It's a solid defense. Anyways, you saw that 500-pound dude picking that ball off. Yeah, their defense is pretty solid.
Yeah, it's a good team.
Don't remind me.
Okay, Sneeze. Georgia Southern.
All right, this pick is lovely to me. So we want the first half under 16.5. I think the regular line is 17.5, which, normally I'd be like, okay, but sometimes you just got to cover your nuts a little bit with a little more minus in the action. So, Jaden Daniels, like I mentioned earlier, Heisman hopeful, NFL hopeful. He's putting up numbers out the ass. Probably going to put up a lot of numbers in the first half and then rest the second half. So he's going to do all he can to put up as much numbers he can in the first half. In a similar type game earlier this year, LSU had a lead at halftime against Grambling by a score of 42-10. They beat our friends from Army in the first half 38-0. Jaden Daniels, like I said, needs his numbers, then he'll sit. Georgia State's lost 3 in a row and allowed 40 points. Again, I mean, for the whole game, but they allowed 40 points in each of the last 3 games. And in those last 3 first halves, Georgia State has only 2 scores in the last 3 first halves. So, you put that in the blender, I think LSU will comfortably be ahead at halftime in the Cajun Bayou.
I have just a quick question. Did you switch up your process this week? Because I see this is not a study hall team. Did you pick your lock first?
No, I did not pick my lock first, but
I'm gonna be a little sweaty.
I picked my. I mean, last week it was a sound strategy, I must say. But I mean, Oklahoma State and Houston, fucking interestingly, they're playing each other this week. I didn't put that on my board because I just wanted a meteor to strike both those teams. However, that strategy didn't pay off. I don't even know what happened to those two clubs, but
Houston lost too.
Yeah, Houston lost outright to fucking
after
Cincinnati. They lost to fucking Cincinnati.
They fucking lost. We were watching on the way home from Mizzou, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Which Cincinnati's been a cash cow, but I think my memory's a little foggy. But I think Houston has really fucked up your study hall.
Oh my god, yeah, I've lost on Houston numerous times.
Yeah, it's been in there quite a bit.
Yeah.
So fuck them. Anyways, so yeah, I bet my 8, and then I kept digging, and then I was like, I saw this spread. I think the spread was like, I don't know, somewhere in the mid-30s, and I was like, well, in the mid-30s, they'll probably have some starters out, but let me take first half, and then it was only like 17. I was like, oh, that should be no problem. So that's how I arrived at this. So hopefully I can get back on the winning ways and the locks. It's been quite a while.
Yeah, Jay Daniels is a demon. He'll get it covered.
Yeah, I don't think this should be a problem either. All right, last me. I got 3 games here. Georgia, Tennessee, Kansas State, Kansas, Florida, and Mizzou. And I'm going with 3 money lines. Georgia,
Here comes
Kansas
a kiss
State,
of death.
Mizzou. Yeah, it might be. Parlay them. I don't really have any fancy stats or nothing for this one. These 3 teams are better than their opponent. So just get it done, win the game.
Look at that number 9 by Mizzou. Like, that just looks so fucking dope.
It does look nice, yeah. Yeah. It was like I had to delete the 1 from the whatever it was, 15, was that what it was? And then erase it. So like, oh my God, we're going to 1 digit.
Crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to NFL. Pick 'em. First game tomorrow night. Thursday Night Football.
Now
this is where I come alive.
We got a Thanksgiving feast for y'all this week, so we got extra games in there. So save some room and maybe undo a belt buckle.
Yeah. Okay. First game. Bengals at Ravens. Ravens are -3.5. Bengals lost last week at home to the Texans. Yikes. Although the Texans are okay, we'll kind of talk about them in a little bit. So I don't know. Do the Bengals stink again? Maybe. So I'll take the Ravens at home. I think Lamar has a good game, and they win by 4, at least.
Is this updated? Most recent line, Teeps?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is already moved, I'm sure, after the news that T. Higgins is out, which feels like he's been out all year, but Tyler Boyd's been filling in pretty well. Thursday night, AFC North, feel like we got the script on this one. It might be a little bit high scoring, but I think it's going to be within a field goal as it normally is. So since it's at 3.5, I'll take the Bengals.
As Shannon stated, Higgins is out. Also, they're missing Sam Hubbard. Both teams are actually missing 2 starters. Marlon Humphrey's probably hurt, and then some offensive tackles hurt for the Ravens as well. Like you guys said, both these teams actually lost last week. Baltimore got fucked off the helmet pick 6 bullshit. I think it was -6.5 was the line last week. They were up by like 8 at that point. Then the fucking pick 6 happened, and all hell fucking broke loose, and the Browns won. Since he is 4-2 against Baltimore since 2021, so Joy B has Lamar's number. Also, another good stat here. Cincy are the NFL worst 0-14 in road primetime games since 2013, and the Ravens are 18-2 under John Harbaugh in home primetime games. So Ravens -3.5 it is.
Well, this one is pretty evenly matched. I'm closing my eyes to try to get a read on this game in the script, but I'm struggling to get it to come to picture. But
you can't see who's going to go join those analysts there at the desk.
Whoever's like joining Whitworth that our friend what's her face from Carissa, whatever her name is.
Carissa.
I've seen a lot of her, I must say. However, I'm going to take the Ravens in this game. I feel like it is going to be a close knockdown, drag-out fight as it normally is, but I just feel like maybe a late Justin Tucker field goal ices this game above the 3.5. So I don't feel great, but, I'm riding the no-notes, all-ball strategy, so I'm taking the Baltimore Ravens.
Just a fun fact, I don't disagree with you. It could be the Ravens minus 3.5 easily, but I think Justin Tucker's like 1 for 5 from 50+ yards.
Yeah, I did hear the other day he's been horrible.
Yeah, from
that motherfucker I saw in pregame, he hit a 80-something yard field goal, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Would he do a run up like a kickoff on it?
Just a fun stat. No, he did it normal.
Yeah, it looked like it was normal. I'm like, and he just with ease, and he was so calm after making it. I'm like, Jesus, like that's far as fuck.
I think it was off that field goal. Yeah, he had the prongs. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I could go 1 for 10 doing that.
And no line in front of him.
Is it indoors? I might go 2 for 10.
Yeah, he was fucking outdoors. I was like, jeez.
Yeah, that's nuts. Okay, next game. Titans at the Jaguars. Jaguars are minus 6.5. So we're a Colts podcast, so fuck these teams. Levis stinks. T-Law stinks. But the Titans they stink more than all of those 2 quarterbacks combined, so I'm going to go with the Jags by a touchdown.
Yeah. 2 teams that got stomped last week. 2 good coaches, division battle. It's tough to get a read on it. It's in Jacksonville, but they couldn't do a damn thing against San Francisco, and the Titans' offense was anemic.
Don't remind me.
Yeah, I just this is one of those games that the Titans, I feel like they just tend to cover, and division game 6.5 points. I'd rather it be 7.5, but I'll still take the Titans.
Yeah, first and foremost, fuck both of these fucking teams. But King Henry usually torches these motherfuckers. He's averaging a 5.5 yards per carry and 110 yards per game against these bitches. But Tennessee's winless on the road.
He's washed.
And he's washed away, and he comes alive against the Texans and the Jaguars and the Colts. So I mean, he didn't come alive against the Colts this year, but he usually does. But like I said, they're winless on the road, and the Jaguars are super pissed off from that beatdown they received last week from the Niners. So give me Jaguars minus 6.5.
Well, both these teams have had their ups and downs this year. The way I'm going to play this is, I had that phase I went through where I was talking up the Colts being a pretty good team, and then they, came back crashing down to earth for a bit there, and now they're back on the come up. The past week or 2, I was talking of Will Levis as being a decent quarterback, and he's starting to fall on his face here. So I'm going to still ride with the fact that he's in the low valley of his roller coaster. So for those reasons, I'm going to take Jacksonville. And, we revisit this Titans team later on in the year. They might be on the upswing, but I feel like they're on the downswing. So I'm taking Jacksonville.
I don't know about on the come up when you beat Carolina and New England and your offense averaged about 11.5 points.
In Germany, that's a tough place to play, dude.
Did they win or not?
I'm just saying, Sneeze is acting like
they're all professionals. They're all tough teams. They're in the professional league.
Right. This is unbiased opinion over here. Not a further shoe guy.
I'm unbiased.
Yeah.
Hey,
all right.
I mean, is it win to win? Hey, I mean, Russ just beat Patty Mahomes.
Don't gas these guys up, Sneeze. Come on.
Who would you say is better, the Bills or the Colts?
Right now, I'll take the Colts. If the Colts and Bills are playing,
5-5.
We have the Bills number. Do you remember last time we played those bitches? JT had 5 of them things, baby.
All right, they're on a bye week. Enough.
Yeah, they're not in the segment. So.
Well, okay. Next game.
Shoot.
Cardinals at Texans. Texans minus 5. CJ Stroud, man, he's good ball player. Kyler was back last week. He looked okay. James Conner's back last week. I don't really know what his stat line looked like, but if he's another week healthy, he's always a good running back. So I think Cardinals will hang around in this game, but I think the Texans will pull away towards the end, and they'll win by 6 here. I know it's -5, but they got to win by 6 to cover. So take the Texans.
I think Hillsman would call this line fishy. I think a lot of people are probably expecting the hot Texans to keep that going. I don't want to pick all dogs, but I feel like this is a team that's not used to being a winner, so they're due for a little bit of a letdown. They had one a few weeks ago, but I can't remember who it was against. A game they should have won. So I'll take the Birds cover.
Yeah, the Texans are on fire. CJ's and people's MVP top 5 candidates. They're all jacking him off about this. I mean, he is having a great rookie season so far, but everybody's jacking him off. But I mean,
family show.
Yeah,
no one's masturbating for CJ.
But speaking of masturbating,
that's the next game. That's the next game.
The guy who had an equivalent rookie season to what CJ Stroud is having right now is Deshaun Watson, who had a great rookie year, and they have equivalent stats right now. So I'm just saying. But as I said previously, with the Tennessee being winless on the road, so are the Cardinals. You got Kyler's homecoming in this game. He's from Texas. He's going back to the state of Texas. But the Texans get Nico Collins back this week and Derek Stingley, the nice DB they have. But DeMeco Ryans, the head coach of the Texans, have faced the Cardinals 2 times a year for 6 years, and he knows them really well. He knows their tendencies, and I doubt he lets his Texans drop this game. So give me the Texans -5.
Well, I'm going to go with Arizona in this game. I do feel like the Texans can win and probably will win. But yeah, Kyler has a little bit of energy put back in this ball club. So I feel like they can hang in this game. CJ has been on top of the world, as you guys have correctly mentioned. But, I don't know how long he can maintain putting the team on his back, throwing for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns and whatever he's doing. He still probably have a solid game here, but I don't think he can keep up his pace that he's on. So I'm taking Arizona.
I hope you're right. I'm facing Mushball has him this week, so I hope you're right.
To clarify, it was the Panthers that the Texans lost to 3 weeks ago, 15-13. I could see a similar kind of letdown game.
Yeah, see the Panthers, the Colts beat them. They're a good ball club. They beat the Texans.
Coach
it's
beat
NFL.
The Texans.
They're professionals. It's tough teams.
See, CJ and Bryce Young are best friends, so CJ was probably a little nervous for that game or something, going against his buddy.
Next game.
So I guess the Colts are playing that division, right? So that means they still have to play the Falcons.
Correct.
Man, that's gonna be the sleepiest game of all time.
Oh yeah, no thanks.
Even worse than last week.
That was pretty sleepy too.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think JJ Watt's gonna be at this game? Played for both teams. He might be a little wear one of those half jerseys.
Go for
Doubtful. He lives in England, so I doubt it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he will be.
It could be.
Okay. Steelers at Browns. Browns are -1. No Deshaun in this game, so that's a big problem for the Browns. I think the Steelers are gonna win here in a big divisional, get a big divisional win and cover the 1 and win it outright.
I cannot believe the Browns are still favored. I mean, I know their defense is good. Not only is Deshaun out, but Dorian Thompson-Robinson is starting, which we brought him up last week. He lost. They only scored 3 points against the Ravens, and you could argue the Steelers' defense is better than the Ravens' defense. So I don't know how the Browns score outside of a defensive score. Yeah, like I said, shocked that this is still Browns -1. I'll take another dog, Steelers.
As Teves mentioned, Deshaun's out. These 2 teams absolutely hate each other. Division rival, but these 2 teams hate each other. Going back to the Miles Garrett hitting Mason Rudolph with the helmet. So these two teams hate each other. I expect the Browns defense to be on the field a lot due to the shitty performance from DTR. He was good in preseason, but this Pittsburgh defense is too good for him. TJ Watt against the Browns, he's played 11 games. He's had 16 sacks, 28 QB hits, 1 pick and 1 tud. I mean, that's just demon mode. So I expect him to go demon mode again against these boys this weekend. And plus, Mike Tomlin owns the Browns, and he fucking owns rookie QBs. I can't think of his record, but it's very good. And yeah, I mean, I can't believe the Browns are favored in this game. I'm going Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think if I was hearing everybody correctly, I think everyone's on Pittsburgh, and I'm going to make that a clean sweep. I, like you, I'm kind of surprised that they're still favored. No Deshaun, no Chubb. Steelers, I've been kind of on them as being kind of sneaky. Somebody was saying, I think I saw it on Barstool or whoever, they like gotten outgained in like every game, but they still have a winning record. Maybe if that rings a bell with anybody, or
that's correct. Yep.
Whatever it is. So that's kind of surprising and not encouraging. But with that being said, I'm taking Kenny Pickett and those boys in black and yellow. So get it done.
Speaking of Kenny Pickett, do we have any idea how the hot take is, Connor?
Yeah, give me go ahead to the next game. I'll let you know here in a sec.
Okay.
It's not great. It's not.
Yeah, I didn't think it was, but just wanted an idea of where he's at. All right, next game, Sunday Night Football, Minnesota at Denver. Denver is -2.5.
Kenny Pickett has 6 passing TDs.
And you had 28. Was that the number?
Yeah. And
so when it's all said and done, out of those takes, I'm gonna have the warmest one. So surprise, surprise.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Although he still loves playing, and they're like,
what are they like 3-6 or whatever? They suck ass.
Yeah.
They do suck ass.
The Saints could still win the division though, so technically that'd be the closest because they're in the playoffs at least.
I would put Teams as the warmest.
But winning that division doesn't count for shit.
Sure it does. The NFL's a tough league, man, and teams are good. You got to play the teams.
It counts for going to the playoffs, which every team wants to go.
Okay, anyways, back to this game. Like I said, Denver's -2.5. Sure, they just beat Buffalo in Buffalo. But Buffalo, like we kind of just said, they kind of stink right now. But I think Minnesota, they're the hottest team in the NFL right now. So I think that's going to continue, and they're going to cover 2.5 and probably win this game outright. I think this is should probably be flipped. I think Minnesota should be -2.5 in this.
I don't know. I kind of want to go with you on that, but I think I've picked the Broncos twice this year, and they've rewarded me twice. It just it feels like they've figured something out where Russ can't really throw it, but they don't leave a spy for him. Like he was just running up the middle that whole time, basically the whole game, getting first downs, scrambling. So maybe Minnesota puts a spy on him, and then he can throw the ball around a little bit. In Denver, I think the Broncos can win by 3, stay hot coming off the bye.
Yeah, both these teams are really hot. And who's really hot is Josh Dobbs. Russ and the Broncos are on a 3-game win streak, and the Vikings are on a 5-game win streak. The Vikings lead the league in blitz, and Russ is terrible against the blitz. So you're going to see a lot of purple, or you're going to see a lot of white uniforms in the backfield, and Russ dropping down on the field like a little baby back bitch. And, JJ is questionable for this game. Even though the Vikings are undefeated without him this year, they still need him. And I'm going to go with the Vikings in this matchup.
Well, I'm going to go the opposite direction here. I'm taking the Broncos. I thought about, I had a little mercy on Teebs, but I was thinking about maybe including this with a teaser as, pick the Broncos plus whatever points and make it a lock. Anyways, I think the Broncos will win this game. They keep finding a way to not play extremely well, but coming up with a win. I think the Josh Dobbs' magic may run out a little bit here. And I'm looking at the weather here. Minnesota's an indoor club. Josh Dobbs, came from Arizona, indoor club. Sunday night, 35 degrees, 13-mile-an-hour winds, overcast skies, chance of rain 40%. So give me some Javonte Williams, give me some Broncos and the cover. So I'm going with the boys in orange.
Yeah, hey, Javonte Williams he was in Cleveland and Pittsburgh.
Yeah, but he didn't play much.
Come on.
Well, he still practiced in it, so.
Right.
Let me tell you, all that
they're not practicing on the game fields. They're not going to mess up the sod.
None of that weather stuff matters. But
right, what? And he was a ball as well. And he played in cold games at Tennessee, I'm sure. So hey, he'd be all right.
I remember a cold game when he played against Mizzou. The game after the doink against South Carolina, we whooped his ass.
You guys are buying into that whole beating Buffalo shit. Buffalo played so freaking bad. And they barely got away with, like, Denver.
But it's momentum. It's they're singing "Kumbaya" in the locker room.
Minnesota,
they missed the field goal. There's 12 on the field. They made it. The "Kumbaya." They're singing "Kumbaya." That's huge. "Kumbaya" is worth at least 4 points.
Yeah, big.
The Broncos beat the Chiefs. The Broncos beat the Chiefs too, and the Chiefs played fucking terrible that game. So I mean, that rush is done.
Are the Broncos the all-time wins leader version of the NFL? They just put a hex on the other team to play like shit.
Could be.
Yeah.
I do want to just briefly say Javonte Williams is back, and he's a top 10 back in the league when he's healthy, and he's starting to get healthy. So I think it's going to take some pressure off Russ.
Top 10.
Right in teams. Top
Javonte Williams. He's in his second.
I can name fucking 15. I'd rather have right now.
Yeah.
You guys do not remember.
I want to hear this rant like my Drew Lock rant last week. Let's hear it.
Javonte's good. Don't get me wrong, but fuck 10. My God.
I don't need to go on a rant, but you guys do not remember Javonte Williams before he got injured. He's on the same level as Breece Hall, who is also a top 10 back in this league. So
well, speaking from experience, once you get injured, you're never the same.
No, he's getting back. There's been plenty of guys who got injured and came back just fine.
Well, I was going to have him settle the tie, or see if he wanted to make it a tie, or if it was going to be 3-1. But maybe we can stall here for a second. Insert pause music.
He's going to say no, but he's also going to say Henry's a top 10 back in the league, which he's not. He's
That's
washed.
True. Yeah, his opinion doesn't count.
Give me Derrick Henry over Javonte Williams any day.
Henry's top 4.
Oh my God!
Settle the debate. Is Javonte a top 10?
Well. I mean, we have time on this pod, right? So let's do it. Let's get serious about this. If I'm the tiebreaker, I'll break this tie. I'll fucking break this tie. All right.
Well, as much it'll be tied if you side with me.
Well, you're just gonna give us your top 10. What if we don't agree with it?
As much as the Dolphins are scoring, I don't think any of the running backs in that stable are better than Javonte Williams. They just are playing like it because of the circumstance.
Agree.
Agree.
So in that division, I'm not really sold on any of them being better than Javonte Williams. So I'm skipping them.
Are you talking about the AFC East?
Yeah. Najee.
Breece Hall is better. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not ready to say that. Give me
I would
Chubb.
take Breece Hall over Javonte.
Give me Chubb. Chubb, Etienne, Jonathan Taylor, Henry. That's 4. Jacobs, 5. Eckler, 6.
We haven't even done the NFC.
DeAndre Swift, nah.
Yes? No. Are you kidding me?
No.
What?
Absolutely
Saquon,
not.
7.
He plays for the best offensive line in the league.
So? It's not his fault he got traded there.
He's not that good. He wasn't good in Detroit.
7.
Dude, Miles Sanders. Forgot about him.
Who?
Miles Sanders.
No. McCaffrey's 8.
Yeah.
And then, so I say there's 8 for sure. And then you're going into the realm where they're really even. Like, Ken Walker's pretty good.
You didn't mention Alvin. Alvin's better.
Oh, Alvin's 9. Okay, Alvin's 9.
anybody named
Henry? Did you say Henry?
No, he's not getting the most touches
right
now.
I said Henry.
Everybody in the row would take by John Robinson over fucking Javonte Williams.
His name's Bijan, first of all. Second of all, what about woman beater up there in Cincinnati?
I thought about him, but I mean he's kind of on the tail end of his career
over him.
So anyways, I would say, there's a healthy 5 or 6 that are right on the borderline.
He's one of the best young backs in the league.
The fact that I clearly said 9, would put him at best 10. But like I said, there's a lot of guys that are right in that realm. So I'm going to say he's in the range of 12 to 16. Final answer.
All right, that's fine. I mean, Tajay Spears is better than Derrick Henry, but I digress.
Yeah. Okay. Digress then, bitch.
Oh man. Okay, shall we move on?
Yeah.
Any other comments?
No.
Okay.
That's all I got.
All right, Monday Night Football. Eagles at the Chiefs. Chiefs -3. Super Bowl rematch. I don't have any
Jahmyr
notes.
Gibbs is better than
David Montgomery.
No, not Montgomery. He's a goal line back. But Gibbs is better than whatever guy.
What about Clyde? What about Clyde?
Fucking touchdown last week.
No.
I almost threw Pacheco in there, but if he got used like the demon that he is, then
I like Pacheco.
They are wonky with his usage. I don't understand it. But anyways, Super Bowl rematch.
Game of the week.
Yeah, this should be a good one. I have a feeling Kansas City's gonna be rocking. So yeah, give me the Chiefs, I guess. I don't know. They struggled to score with in their last game in Germany. Was that? Yeah, that was in Germany against Miami. But I don't know. They'll figure it out. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'm pretty sure Andy's probably pretty good coming off the bye week. So give me the Chiefs.
Yeah. I've stated my love of the under in prime time. This is 2 of the best. Obviously, these teams are known for their offense, but these are 2 of the best defenses in the league this year. I think they're both top 5. So big fan of the under there in Arrowhead, and I think I'm going to side with Teeps. Both coaches are good, but Reed out of the bye just feels like they'll be a little bit more prepared. Travis has been international traveling. I don't know if you guys saw the shirt here, but it's fucking blurry.
Blurry as shit.
Teeps, do some editing for me, bud.
I can't edit that. That's no.
I don't know if you guys saw the shirt, but they did actually kiss. We saw it from many angles. It was adorable. They're America's couple, and give me the Chiefs -3. Travis will be a little sleepy, but he's getting his meat wet. Kids don't know what that means, so go Chiefs.
The Kelseys are meeting the Swifts at this game.
Yeah.
But, the Eagles, I expect them to run the ball a lot this game. Jalen's banged up with his knee. It's supposed to be very cold that day and 90% of rain. So I expect both these teams to run a lot. The Chiefs are allowing the 5th most pressures in the league. The Chiefs O-line is bad. The Chiefs O-line can't protect Pat without committing a penalty. I expect, the Eagles D-line to eat against this terrible offensive line. And I expect A.J. Brown to continue his feast that he's been going on against the terrible KC secondary. And, the Eagles can run the ball, like I said, and the Chiefs cannot. So, Philly, I'm going Philly.
Super Bowl revenge game. I'm going with the Eagles here. I feel like at this point in time, they feel like a more complete team to me. They got more weapons. Their defense is playing solid. They can run all over the board. KC seems to have a lot of lulls in their offensive play in particular, whether it be the second half against Miami or the whole game against Denver. They just feel like they have a tendency to slow down themselves on offense. So for those reasons, I'm taking Philly in this game, and then in a game that I kind of expect to be tight, if you're giving me the +3 on top of things, I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles.
I gotta push back on Boyd a little bit. I'm looking at fantasy numbers, so take it with a grain of salt. But KC is 5th in the league against wide receivers. So awful secondary. I don't think so.
Yeah, their defense is
against AJ Brown.
Solid this year. Their defense is what winning them games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they haven't faced a team like the Eagles yet, so you'll see.
Justin Herbert, dude.
Miami.
Don't get me started on him. I just had a rant about him a couple of days ago. Don't get me
They
started
only
on
allowed
him.
Miami 14.
They held Miami to 14.
Yeah, in Germany, where the fuck they were. Philly.
This is in Kansas City. Next.
Okay, just 3 days after this game, we'll get some Thanksgiving Day football.
I was wondering what was going on because I was like, I thought we were doing 10 games and we're only like 5 games in and we're already talking Monday night, but I see what we're doing here. So
Gobble, gobble.
We also told you this, before we started too. So
yeah, I don't ever pay attention to the.
He was in study hall.
I don't pay attention to the NFL pick'em playbook because I just know I just fly by the seat of my pants.
We literally said it verbally before we started recording that we were going to do this. Just tuned out?
Yeah,
He's
tuned
based.
out.
Yeah, he's based.
All right. Well, you're forgiven. Okay. Well, Thanksgiving morning, Green Bay at the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions are -7.5. I think that's a pretty fair number. Yeah, I don't know. Amon-Ra's good, so I'll take the Lions at home. This is probably the first time they've been actually pretty good for a Thanksgiving game, so the place is probably going to be having a good time. So give me the Lions. Packers suck, so yeah, Lions.
Yeah, I just gotta say, I don't know if they play the first game every year. Obviously, they play every year, but the Lions on Fox, that's how you know it's Thanksgiving. It's just like
that's how you know holiday season started.
Holiday season starts on Monday. So when you're watching Monday Night Football, just think to yourself oh my God, it's a holiday season, and there's gonna be games on Thursday for Thanksgiving. But anywho, yeah, I don't love that 7.5. We say it all the time, but you're opening yourself up to a backdoor cover here. But I just think, like Teeb said, it's the first time they've been good in a long time. Ford Field's going to be juiced, and they might win by 21. Shit, but go ahead and take 7.5.
Yeah, the Lions are fucking cooking so far this year. You got Goff 5th in passing yards in the NFL. Like Teeb said, Amon-Ra's fucking cooking, and Green Bay doesn't have Jair Alexander once again due to a shoulder injury to cover Amon-Ra. So Amon-Ra is probably going to go off. And they got the great tandem running backs back there in Gibbs and Montgomery, who went off last week against the Chargers. I expect them to go off again against these bums. Like we said, Jared Goff suck, or not Jared Goff, Jordan Love fucking blows. And like you guys said, Ford Field is going to be fucking rocking. So I'm going with the Lions.
Well, this is an easy pick for me. Picking against the Packers is my favorite pastime. I'm looking at some data here. I think it was a primetime game of some sort. Maybe it was Sunday night. Lions at the Packers. Remember, it was like 27-3 at halftime. The Lions were ahead of the Packers in a snooze fest. By my calculations, there are only 4 teams in the NFL with fewer wins than the Green Bay Packers. And so what makes you think they're going to waltz into Ford Field on Thanksgiving morning and win this game? They're not going to win. They're not going to be close. Lions big time. Easy.
That was a Thursday night because that was the night we picked our divisions, and I picked the Packers.
Yeah. That's not good. Yeah. That's not good.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember listening to that.
Whoops.
Miss.
Yikes.
Okay. The next Thanksgiving Day game is the Washington Commanders at the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are -9.5. Washington is above average, maybe not average. They're a little bit above it, I guess. So they're okay. Dallas is good though. The defense is nice. Dax looks pretty good all season. I don't know. 9.5 is kind of a lot though. I wish I would have done some more research on how Dallas does in these Thanksgiving home games. I kind of want to go Commanders here. So yeah, I'm gonna go with them. 9.5 is too much. Also, so I'm gonna go against the boys in blue because Dallas is probably going to be wearing blue in this game.
God, I hope so. It'd be rude to fucking not wear blue on Thanksgiving. I'm going to talk more about the boys a little bit later. Not in this game, but I'll give you some stats. But I'll take them 9.5 in this game.
Yeah, Sam Howell is playing better than I expected. He's actually leading the league in yards right now, which is very surprising to me. But he's going against a great defense in the Cowboys at home. I think Dak has got his mojo back. He's finally feeding 88. When you feed 88, you see what happens. I mean, it's there. The data's there. I mean, he's the first dude ever to go 3 straight games for 150 of them things, baby. 150 yards in 3 straight games is fucking Jerry Rice shit, man. I mean, feed 88. Feed them. So, yeah, I'm taking the boys in blue, and I hope they wear blue. So, yeah, give me the Cowboys.
So the Commanders have been pretty Jekyll and Hyde, as some would say, throughout the season. And even I feel like within the same game, they'll have like one half where they're like, holy shit, this team's like dreadful. And then they'll have like the next half where like, oh, they might come back and win this game. They don't look so bad. Sam Howell, I guess he's leading the league in passing yards according to JB Jevin. Sorry. But I'm not saying that's not true because it probably is true. But my point is, just like a couple years ago, whenever he was talking up Deshaun being so good, oh, he leads the league in passing yards. Leading the league in passing yards, great, but that's not really a telltale sign of how good you are. It's just a cumulative stat on how much you're behind and slinging the ball around. So, anyways, feed 88. Cowboys are like I said a couple weeks ago. I read the script. They're trying to get America to buy in that they're a real good team. That could be the year they make a run. Before they crash everybody's hopes. So again, we're still in the upswing of building up the Dallas Cowboys. So they'll win this game big time. The Commanders traded their star defensive end Chase Young. So are they halfway giving up on the year? Maybe, but the Cowboys big time Thanksgiving afternoon.
All right. Yeah, this game's either going to be Dallas by a ton or going to be real close. There's no Dallas not going to win by, 10. They're going to win by 17 or 24, or win by 3. It's going to be real close or blowout.
If Washington has a whoopsie this week against the Giants, which I don't think is going to happen, but if they do, Ron Rivera might not be coaching in this game. So
interim coach boost.
That's scary, but short week. Who knows?
We can put an asterisk by it in the tallies if it's an interim coach game.
Yeah, agree.
All right, and the nightcap on Thanksgiving, the San Francisco 49ers -3.5 at Seattle. This is a good game. I feel like this Thanksgiving night game has kind of sucked in years past, but this should be pretty good.
I feel like it's usually been the Ravens and somebody.
Yeah, I feel like the Saints.
I think last year was like Bills and somebody. That was a pretty good one. I
want to say it was Miami. Bills in Miami. It was snowing. Pretty sure that was the game they were throwing snowballs at the players. The fans were, and then they had to like pause the game, and the ref got on the mic and was like, "Stop throwing snowballs. If you throw another one, it's like a 15-yard penalty or something." But anyways, yeah, this should be a good game. But the Niners are better, so I'll take them.
Yeah, I mean, we tried to hype up, the 12th man last week, and the Seahawks barely squeaked out a win against the aforementioned Commanders. Niners are back, and I think they're going to show up in prime time and cover this easily as they did last week.
Yeah, I want to touch on that real fast. You say show up in primetime. Yeah, I feel like they always, whenever there's a game that they like need to win and show them that they're them, they show up for it and they get it done.
Yeah, I'm not scared of that. Even I'm not scared of it.
Niners are finally healthy. Got a division matchup here. They added, like Steve said, star pass rusher and Chase Young, and Geno is going to be running for his life in this game. So give me the Niners.
My feelings on the Seahawks. They're my maybe my second least favorite team at the moment because of this whole, me getting fired up about Geno situation. And what are they? I'm seeing that they're 6-3. They have to be one of the most shitty 6-3 teams I've ever seen. Just looking at some quick stats on our score app, they are 30th in third down conversion on offense and 30th on stopping third down conversions on defense. They're 17th in points, 24th in rushing. They've allowed they're 25th worst on yards per game. They're just not that good, is what I'm trying to say. But San Francisco, they've had their struggles. Purdy might have got his head on straight after getting some of his weapons back and having a little dip in his performance. The gang's back together. They're on prime time. The 12s can yell all they want, but the Niners will win this game by at least 4.
Just a quick note: Niners play the Bucks at home, so I don't see a loss there. Talking about this coming Sunday, and the Seahawks are on the road against the Rams with Matt Stafford back, which I could easily see the Seahawks losing. So if you can get this,
first game.
What's that?
Rams or the Seahawks lost first game to the Rams this year.
Right. So if you can get this at -3.5, I think it's gonna move after the weekend games.
That's good. That's a good point. You're welcome, listeners.
Yeah.
All right. Last game, Black Friday. Miami -6 at the Jets. I'm sure Cameron will be tuning in for this one. Yeah.
No, I was gonna mention about how dumb it is to schedule this, but go on.
You'll be napping?
No.
Come on, think about it.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
We'll be eating.
We'll be smacking KJ Jefferson.
We'll be eating. A pork's hoo-ha.
Eating a pig's pussy. Never mind.
Yeah, that.
Well, a family show. Anyways, I don't know what to make of Miami anymore. I thought they were good. They had, broke the greatest show on turfs, all these records, for having this high-flying offense. But then I feel like they've come back down to earth big time. The Jets' defense is good, so will Miami struggle? I don't know. But I just think that the Jets' offense, Zach Wilson, is just that bad that Miami's going to find a way to cover this 6.
Yeah. Jets defense is good. Just throwing it out there. I don't know what you can glean from it, but Dolphins play the Raiders in Miami, and the Jets play the Bills in Buffalo on Sunday. Which Buffalo might be back after that game. Just to make a note. But as far as this line, it's such a weird game. Like 2:00 on a Friday. I don't know if that's going to affect the teams or not. I'll have faith in McDaniel coming off a bye, I believe. Yeah, McDaniel coming off.
Week.
That's true. So, I'll still take a -6. I think Tua's got healthy Waddle, assuming nothing happens in the game between now and then. Obviously, healthy Tyreek, and I think they'll get cooking again.
Yeah, this line scares me a little bit. I know the Dolphins are getting their star running back Devon Achane this week, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Jets defense is they're too good. They got some DBs to contain Waddle, and they won't be able to contain Hill. I mean, he's just too good. But I'm sure they think of something. Sauce will probably be on them all game or whatever. But the Jets are usually pretty good at home against good teams. I remember they beat Pat, and I think they beat somebody else. They beat Josh weak ass opening day when Air got hurt. So I mean the Jets are pretty good at home. I'm actually gonna go Jets in this one. Jets +6.
Did they actually beat the Chiefs, or did they almost beat the Chiefs?
No, they didn't beat them.
No, they lost.
So
but
maybe it was a close. It was a really close
game
or something.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, I thought they won, but it was close.
That wasn't the best game of the season that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is a dumb time to schedule this game because this is America's annual hog roast time of the year. And unfortunately, it's on a separate app that most people have than the regular TV viewing app. So either you're gonna have two screens, or you're gonna have to really flip your apps back and forth. It's just not good. It's gonna cut down on the viewership on CBS. So much of America witnessed that great game against the Volunteers this past Saturday, and many will get robbed of their opportunity to witness this game. Anyways, enough about that. So the Jets are a disgusting team to bet on. However, I was on the Raiders against the Jets in a big way this past Monday night or Sunday night, whatever it may have been. And, they almost snuck it out. The Raiders tried to give them the game. But, yeah, the Dolphins, I feel like they're just too good. 6 points. They're not as electric as they had been earlier on in the year. But, you guys were saying about maybe getting their band back together. So I'm taking the Dolphins. So let's go. What is the phrase?
Dolphins country, let's dive.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's back this week or next week, I guess. Love it. If they win the Super Bowl, can you cricket us some shirts with that?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say get tattoos, but yeah, we can do that instead.
Tattoos would be kind of fun too.
Fuck no, I would never get no.
I'll stick with a shirt.
Okay. All right, week 11 locks. These will be strictly for this upcoming Sunday and Monday. If you want some locks for those Thanksgiving games, I would just advise to fade my picks because I'm terrible to pick them. So
I forgot what I picked
for this lock.
Yeah.
Ooh, we'll have to see, I guess. You want me to tell you?
It's gonna be good. I remember it was good. I just can't remember, but we'll see. Can't wait.
First up, Boyd. We have the Bucks at Niners, with the lock being Bucks +12.
Yeah.
I was expecting that face, but hey, you're gonna expect the winner. But the Bucks haven't lost by this number yet on the road this year. This is it's kind of a big line. I think it's a kind of big line to me. The Bucks are a pretty good team. They're getting their star DB back this week in Carlton Davis. I know the Niners whooped the fucking Jags ass last week, which I really appreciated, but I just don't see them winning by more than 12 in this matchup. The Bucks averaged 20 plus points on the road. Baker's actually playing better than I thought he was going to play this year, honestly. Purdy, which is crazy because Purdy and Baker have very similar stats, but everybody, I'm not gonna say jack off, it's a family show, but everybody, gets on Purdy because he plays for the Golden Niners.
Yeah, you just did.
And he has all these weapons and stuff, but I mean, he has equivalent numbers to Baker. So I mean, if he's so good, then what is Baker? And no, I don't want Baker playing for the Colts. So let's just establish that. But
we got A-Rich. There's no need.
Yeah, exactly. But you know how John and everybody else, would you take? Nigga, shut the fuck up. But the Bucks lead, the NFL in red zone defense, and they have a really aggressive blitz rate that's helped them create 16 takeaways, which is 2 down from the league leader in 18. And I have to mention this, but the coach also has 16 takeaways. Just clarifying that. But I expect in this game for Baker to plant the flag on the cover like he did the Ohio State game against the now teammates in Nick Bosa and Chase Young. So go Bucks.
So is he going to plant the flag if he loses by 9?
He's going to,
because they're certainly not going to win.
Yeah, he's gonna plant the flag. Like I said, he's gonna plant the flag on the cover. So that's winning. That's covering. So you have to plant that fucking
great
flag.
teams cover.
Okay.
Yeah,
That is true.
Okay, next up, Connor, Cowboys at the Panthers. Panthers plus 10.5.
Wow.
Another one.
You guys are both gonna hate yourselves. You guys are gonna hate yourselves.
Yeah, when these games are 28-0 at halftime, we're gonna be really upset. But hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, so Sneeze, I'm kind of along the same lines with Sneeze's cowboy narrative of like, this is their year, this is their year, this is their year, and then they're gonna let us down. But I think it's more of the normal cowboy shit where it's like 2 weeks of this is their year, and then a 1 week absolute fart bomb. So
like the Cardinals.
Exactly.
When they lost to the Cardinals, yeah, fuck them.
Yeah. So it's just, and I think this bears out over multiple seasons, but it's also happened this season. The Cowboys are just a different team at home. They are dominant at home. Their point different. I mean, some of their home games, 30-10, 38-3. These are wins. 43-20. I mean, huge wins at home.
I think
these are their
doors off the Giants week 1 on the road, huh?
Okay, yes, thank you. So these are their road games this year. They beat the doors off the Giants, as Sneeze previously stated, which they have the Giants number and the Giants blow. Their next road game loss to the Arizona Cardinals 28-16. Their next road game lost 42-10 to the 49ers. They squeaked out a win against the Chargers on the road 20-17. And they lost to the Eagles on the road 28-23. I think they're due for another letdown. You know, they're flying high off another home win. The Cowboys splits on the home and road are identical to Dak's home and road splits. He's kind of got the Josh Allen syndrome when he goes on the road. So I think the Panthers will hang in there. They've got a decent defense. Even though Bryce Young is ass, just like Justin Fields. So I think they'll cover 10.5.
Got that right.
Okay.
Can't wait to see what I got.
Sneeze. I'll show you the game, and then you tell me if you remember what the lock was.
Hopefully, at least I remember that. Oh, I just have the spread of the Chargers because the Packers suck ass. Yeah,
that's not what you have.
It's not?
No. It's Chargers over 2 teams.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 Oh, this is even easier than that. I mean, do you think this is not going to happen? Does anybody think this is not going to happen?
I mean,
I don't know.
I thought that Justin Herbert was going to throw 1 touchdown in that boost last year, and he didn't.
Last time you told us the team was going to score,
can't sustain a drive because they suck balls, and Herbert's hot. Eckler's back. They're going to feed him. Am I right, Jevin?
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, they'll score 3 touchdowns. Yeah, you can take that to the fucking bank. Yeah,
I love that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, sheesh.
Okay, I'll take it to the bank. I will.
I will be taking it to the bank, but I will just say, last time you told us a team was going to score a certain amount of points, I think they only scored 3.
That's just. I don't know why he did that.
I think they scored 6. Matter of fact.
They did. They lost 20-6.
Well, he's not telling us they're
playing the Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers are so good, right, boy? The Buccaneers are so.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But anyways, I was sucking the Will Levis train off a little bit. You know, I'm taking the proven scores in the Chargers. So yeah, I love this. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot.
I love this too.
Yeah, I'll probably take it to the bank. It's not a bad pick. Okay, last up, I got another 3-gamer.
God damn.
Bears, Lions, Giants, Commanders, Cardinals, Texans. And it's for
Lions, Commanders, Texans.
For what though? Not money lines. We're doing team total over 19.5s.
Oh.
So the Bears have given up at least 20 points in 7 of 10 games this season. The Lions have scored at least 20 in 8 of 9. The Giants have allowed 20 points in 7 of 10. Commanders have scored at least 20 in 8 of 10. The Cardinals have allowed 20 points in 9 of 10. And the Texans have scored 20 or more in 6 of 9. So not bad numbers there. They'll all score 20. They should. I mean, look at the odds there. They have to do that. So, I mean, Washington at the worst at -245. So put them all in a parlay. And as Cam says, take it to the bank or cash it to the bank, whatever the fuck you just said.
And they're all at home. They're gonna have the crowd behind them.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, Washington's got a little stink bomb to him here and there, but yeah, it should win. But you never know. But I'll probably ride.
It's it's a tough league, so
I will not be riding those top two. Let that be clear. But
yeah, I might have to stay away from those two, and if they win, then I'll be happy for you guys.
Yeah, that's rude coming from a guy who fucking always loses.
Well, I'd rather lose myself. If I bet on that, then I'm gonna be double pissed because I'm like, I know better than that.
Remember when Team said he was nervous about San Francisco -2.5? He doesn't know shit.
And I got you back right with the JSN receptions last week, and this is how you dog me?
Right.
That's crazy.
Fair. It is a lock, so that means it's a guarantee. So
yeah,
just bet it.
Back up the bricks.
What do we say? Don't sweat it, just bet it.
That's right.
I'm on a lock streak right now too, motherfucker.
He is 3 in a row.
Well,
and I am as well. 3 in a row.
Yeah, but the way to continue that is not riding Baker on the road in San Fran.
Well, you listen to my notes.
Yeesh.
You'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, we'll move sports to hockey, and we'll get into 2 minutes for cashing.
All right.
Hopefully these will be better this week.
He's losing the penalty box.
Is that a real guy or just a picture?
I don't know. It's probably a real guy that they just cartooned up.
They did a little cartoon of him, yeah.
Yeah.
He did some cocaine too. That's what he did.
It looks like it, yeah. Or he's got a nice stash.
He can't stand up straight. He's like, look, 2 minutes.
Well, anyways, yeah, the one I'll talk about last week was Colorado in the Blues. I gave it Colorado money line. I'm happy because the Blues won. They routed them 8-2. I think it's the third time in franchise history where we've had 2 players score a hat trick in the same game. So that's pretty awesome. So, yeah, the pick was terrible, but good for the Blues. That's what's kind of going here. They're kind of hot right now.
Blues are bad. I mean, when they scored 7 last game.
So maybe some are saying Teebs kind of gave him that nod, like, oh, he's picking against us. Okay, we'll show him.
Yeah, props to Teebs.
They were playing the pod in the locker room like the who was it the Braves play Frank the Tank Reigns or something.
Yeah, bulletin board material.
Yeah. So maybe I'll throw them in every week just for that. Okay. First game, it's an original 6 matchup, the Maple Leafs and Red Wings, and this is part of the NHL Global Series. This will be played in Stockholm, Sweden. So Toronto hasn't played a game since last Saturday, the 11th, and I think the layoff is going to kind of hurt them here. That's a long time to take off in between games, and you're going to have to travel and try to get acclimated. And so I think it hurts them a little bit. So I'll go Detroit money line. They're also going to be – so this is like a series. Each team's playing 2 games there. There's 2 more teams that are going to be going there as well. So Detroit will have played the day before against Ottawa, I think. Usually taking a team on a back-to-back is not ideal, but I think having been there, kind of getting acclimated, getting a feel of, the arena and the environment, I think that'll help them a little bit. So, yeah, take Detroit. Also, let me find this here. Okay, do a little sprinkle bet here in this game. Lucas Raymond to score a goal. He's from Sweden. I think there's a couple of dudes on Toronto from Sweden too, but they all stink. So this guy's actually pretty good. I think he's from like somewhere like 5 hours away from where this game can be played, but still, he's going back to his home country. He's going to want to put on a show. So take him to score. I have here he has 5 goals through 15 games this season, which is pretty decent. 1 in every 3 games. So it's a pretty decent rate. So, yeah, put a little sprinkle on that.
Do we have any intel for travel plans for these teams?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, they could be there. Yeah, I don't know.
I do like that Detroit has I bet they have a stinker against Ottawa and then come out and beat Toronto, division rival.
Yeah, it could. Well, and I don't know because it's international. I know some of their rinks are like bigger, or I think they're bigger for Olympics, aren't they?
They're bigger for Olympics, but no way they allow bigger rinks for an NHL game that counts for the record.
This will be NHL size.
I would imagine it has
even
to be.
Even if this arena is not fitted for that. I don't know what they play in Sweden, what their rules are.
Yeah, they'll have to have a regulation, I would assume.
Yeah. Okay. Well, still, they'll get a feel for the crowd and
If it is a bigger rink, should we bet the over because they got more room to dangle?
Sure, why not?
Over wouldn't be a bad idea anyway.
I don't know what it'll be set at, but it might be set higher because of that. Like, what was that baseball series where they played? Was it in England? Where the over was set at like 19.5 or something stupid.
Yeah, it was short fences. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Next up, we have the Habs at the Bruins. This is in the States here. I'll take Boston -1.5 in this one. They're very good at home, 6-0-1. The Canadians aren't very good. Although they did beat Boston in their I think their first game they played each other this season. So that's, I guess, Boston's going to look for some revenge in this one, and they'll try to put it on them and win by 2. And then lastly, Vegas at Pittsburgh. Going back to one of my 2 minutes for cashing favorites with Vegas. We'll take the money line. They're arguably the best team in the league. The Penguins just haven't really figured it out yet. So let's take the Vegas Golden Knights while Pittsburgh's down a little bit. We'll move on to fading the Sharks. And you'll get a look here at the month of November. So we're 14-2 overall, up $842. Myself personally, up 600. I had to sweat out a win last night against Florida. It was back and forth. They were like up 1-0. Florida was up 1-0. Sharks went up or tied it and then went up 2-1, like kind of midway through the third period. Then like 2 minutes later, Florida scores to tie it. And then like a minute later after that, Florida takes the lead 3-2. And then like 2 minutes later, they score another goal, but then it's offsides. And then then they went back to, and I think San Jose scored again or something to make it 4-3. And then they had, pull the goalie and all that and get the empty netter to close it out. But it was stressful. And, it's fucking going on at like 12:30 in the morning. So, but anyways, you're still looking good here. I mean, up $842. What more can you ask for? Big game on tomorrow, I guess tomorrow night, against the Blues, -185. So, like we just said, Blues are back. So maybe now's a good time to get in on this action here.
Definitely.
Okay. Next segment. Shannon's Dum Dums.
I did not authorize Gary to be on here anymore.
That's true. I probably should have switched it back. All right, first one. Oh, and we a new little title this week for the names.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. So Shannon's turkeys of the week. So, in honor of Thanksgiving, we got a few turkeys here in the Dum Dum section because, it's a pretty dumb bird. So, Brian Dable is our first turkey here. As Teebs the songwriter would remind you, we've seen a lot of Brian Dable this year in games on TV. What I've kind of evaluated is that he's a good X's and O's coach. His team's been hit by the injury bug, and his GM decided to give Daniel Jones a contract. But I think he's a good coach, but he's kind of like the Mike McCarthy where game management is not really his thing. Like he needs a guy like standing next to him or in his ear at all times telling him like, hey, you need a timeout here, or hey, challenge this or don't challenge this. So in the game on, when was that game? It was actually the afternoon game on Sunday. They play in the Cowboys, America's game of the week. There's a catch and run and guy's down, clearly down, and then the ball comes out. They call it incomplete, and it's clear, or they call him down, and it's clear that he was down. And I guess the guy in Dable's ear, I mean, this is clear as day. The first time you look at it, he's down. Announcers are like moving on to the next play, and then all of a sudden, I guess the guy in Dable's ear, maybe he doesn't have a guy in his ear. He says, "Hey, I think you should challenge this play." So he throws a challenge flag. I assume he sees the video on the Jumbotron, and he tells the ref, "Hey, never mind, I don't want to use my challenge." So the ref gets on. Ref gets on and says, New York has elected to not use their challenge and will be charged a timeout." And then the ref cuts off his mic, and then about 10 seconds later, he comes back on and says, New York has decided to go ahead and challenge the play. So he was going to lose a timeout, and he said, "Well, fuck it. You might as well go look at it now because I already threw my flag and I'm going to lose a timeout."
Well, so that's smart. That's smart.
Did they actually look at it, even though it was clear? Did they even go under the?
So after that 10 seconds,
did he go under the thing?
No, the ref came back another 10 seconds later and said, "Player was down by contact, second down." So, I mean, if you look at Brian Dable, he just looks like a turkey. So, yeah. Sorry, buddy.
Real quick, you talk about going under the thing, right? So I went to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and they had like a little exhibit there, and they had that like thing set up that you could go under the hood and like review a play that had happened, and you could switch all the camera angles and like slow it down, speed it up. It was pretty cool. So
I think
maybe if you're ever in the mood to go to Canton, do it.
I think it's one of those blue tablets now. I don't even think they go under the hood anymore.
Yeah.
I do miss those days.
The hood under the hood
was great. Yeah. It was fantastic.
Vintage. Okay, next one.
Image not found. So supposed to be pictured here is another turkey. His name's You know him as Teebs, our host Casey Tebow here. So I have a couple of Teebs quotes from 2 episodes ago. Quote, "Brock Purdy stinks," end quote. And from 1 episode ago, quote, "Debo sucks. He hasn't been good in 2.5 years." So I think that anyone who watched the game on Sunday against the Jaguars, and anyone who's watched a 49ers game in the last 1.5 years since Purdy has started, knows that he doesn't stink. I mean, you guys can say all you want about his weapons. Yeah, he's got great weapons, but he's still got to make the throws. If you saw his throws on Sunday, they were fantastic, as they always are. He's got great pocket presence. He knows when the pressure's coming. And just some numbers here. Cameron mentioned a little while ago, who cares about passing yards? That just tells you how bad your team is. So, yeah, he's not number 1 in passing yards. He is number 1 in passer rating. He's number 1 in QBR. He's number 1 in yards per attempt. So you can't just say he's dumping it off to Christian McCaffrey, because he's number 1 in throwing the ball down the field. Cameron Love's completion percentage, he's number 7. And passer rating under pressure, number 1. Yeah, so Brock does not stink. Anyone can have 2 or 3 bad games. He had a concussion, for God's sake. So we got to stop with that talk. Tease the turkey.
Put him on any other team in the league, he stinks.
The Bears would love to have Brock Purdy right now instead of Justin Fields.
Go trade for him then.
They can't. Why would the 49ers
do quarterbacks? Justin Fields would be just as good as Brock Purdy.
Yeah, but Brock Purdy would be way better and make the Bears good on Chicago. So that's the difference.
Well, we might have to put you on dum-dums because he would not make the Bears good.
Yeah, sure he would. Throwing the ball to DJ Moore and Darnell Mooney? Absolutely. Justin Fields can't throw.
At all.
Sorry, bud. Yeah, everyone's been here, I think, except Sneeze. No, Boyd hasn't either. But, you're a turkey.
Okay. Last one.
Forgot who I had here. Oh, yeah. So, turkeys, they got a nickname. They're called Thunder Chicken when they're real big, because they have that thunderous gobble out there in the woods. It is Thanksgiving, and one thing I'm thankful for is my good friend Boyd Sosa. So he's going to give you some info on Thunder Chicken King Turkey, Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh, although he has good stats so far this year, fantasy-wise in the league and just like in real life, but he's a fucking dum-dum. He's the reason the Bills fired their OC, which I don't know why, because, he was actually performing well underneath the OC like last year, a couple years ago, blah, 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 and they just fired him because of his dumbass mistakes. Josh is prone to turning the ball over. I mean, we all know that. In all his losses this year, against the Jets, he's had 3 picks, 2 fumbles. Against the Jaguars, he had 1 pick. Against the Patriots, he had 1 pick, 1 fumble. Against the Bengals, he had 1 pick. Against the last week against the Broncos, he had 2 picks and 1 fumble. You know, some are saying the Madden curse is real. You know, he's on the cover of Madden 24. The curse is fucking real. You know, AB was on the cover of Madden 18. The following year, he had a frozen fucking foot. You know, like, you know, the Madden curse is fucking real.
It's an injury.
Hey, the curse is real. He's on the cover. He's fucking not performing.
No, he's an injury curse. He's just playing bad. He's not injured.
He's mentally
and, you know,
injured.
with them, like I said, with them firing the OC, you know, it doesn't matter who's calling the plays. He's the one that's turning the fucking ball over. You know what happens when your QB is prone to turn the ball over? You know, you're gonna call the fucking game different. So I mean, that's just what happens. It's his fucking fault. And he made Stephon Diggs go to IG on his story, and I quote from Stephon Diggs. He said, "I asked him at halftime to give me the ball more, and he said, put on a Broncos jersey." And then that's when Stephon Diggs put up the peace sign and said, "I'm done." So, I mean, he's losing relationship with his star receiver. And, you know, Trevon Diggs came out on Twitter saying, all right, we need to get my bro out of there. He needs to come to Dallas. I mean, he's been recruiting him to Dallas for the longest time. And, you know, there was problems between Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs before the season and how the season ended last year. I think that relationship is going to split up here soon. And, yeah, he deserves this fucking King Dum-Dum because he's a fucking dum-dum for sure. And he fucked up our fucking – they should have easily beat the fucking Broncos last week. Easily. Like, and then he faces the Jets this week, who he's fucking terrible against. I can't wait to pick the Jets spread this week. So, yeah, he's a fucking dum-dum for sure. Well-deserved.
Congratulations, Josh. King Turkey.
Yeah, he's going to have his fucking – he's not going to be smiling this week.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Any other comments?
Nope. I think Boyd
take care of the Rock, dude.
Man, he needs to take care of the fucking Rock.
Yeah, he does.
You know, I guess it's a passing league and the picks are gonna happen, but he fumbles. He fucking he's.
The only reason he's good fantasy quarterback is because he'll end up like finding the end zone with his feet, so he'll get like the rushing.
Yeah, you know,
like,
and I have him as my fantasy QB in my other league, and he's number 1 right now. But there's no.
Yeah, I'm pissed because I just traded my.
Everybody's still jacking him off from his performance against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship the couple years ago when he scored with 13 or whatever fuck it was when he scored that touchdown to Gabe Davis and blah blah blah, and he started bitching about the fucking overtime rules, and he went to overtime last year and lost. Fucking idiot.
A lot of people getting jacked off tonight.
I was gonna say that. I'm just weak at
little Sosa.
I'm just weak at Teeb's name and emoji hieroglyphics.
Yeah, I refuse to slander my good name. Okay, let's move on to power rankings. I said we were gonna have a quick episode. This one's going long.
Hey,
okay,
a lot of good content.
We are going to be ranking salty snacks. So let's get into it. We'll do Boyd's first, as we always do, with number 5. You get the best of both worlds.
I love I do see seriously. He always makes a fucking face that dumb shit. You know, but have you ever had these?
Yeah, and I freaking sucked up every item of moisture in my freaking body.
Are you kidding? Yeah, you're fucking wrong. These are fucking phenomenal. These are my go-to granola bars. These are better than Chewy, chocolate chip, peanut butter and chocolate chip, s'mores, all that bullshit. The fucking hard-ass Nature Valley oats and fucking, or honey, where the fuck that is, the green one. They all spill out and shit. These, you don't have to worry about this with this one. They won't spill out at all. It's going to be there nice and neat when you unwrap the wrapper. And it's good protein for you. Like it says in the title, it's sweet and salty. You get best of both worlds. It is fucking phenomenal. I eat one before I go to the gym all the fucking time, and it gets me going.
Is this the one does it have a layer of chocolate at the bottom?
No. So you didn't have it. So shut the fuck up.
Well, if there's a box of these, if there's a box of them on my front porch right now, I'd leave them there.
Well, I'm sure you will, but I'm gonna bring you one. I'm gonna bring you one on Saturday, and you're gonna try it.
I like almonds. I almost put chocolate covered almonds on my list, but I was gonna be afraid that they'd be considered a candy. Almonds are fine.
Chocolate covered almonds are phenomenal.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, this granola bar of almonds, top 5, questionable. But anyways, we'll see if you can rebound the next 4.
Yeah, you got some coming back to do.
So what would you rather leave on your porch, this or candy corn?
I'd rather have this and candy corn 7 days out of 7.
Okay, I disagree, but
I'm gonna bring you one on Saturday. You're gonna have a piece of it, and it's gonna be good.
It's
no chocolate. It's fucking great.
I'll have like a little rectangle of almonds stuck together. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. But
you got almond, you got granola, you got a sweet little thing at the bottom. It's great.
Okay. Right. Number 4.
Okay.
These chips are really good. Fish and I actually talked about them on Sunday, and his wife Courtney. It's just perfect. It's especially these kinds. These kinds are perfect. The other ones I can't think of its name right now, but it's like a black and green bag. I think it's called Crunchers. Actually, it's just Crunchers.
Yeah, I know. I've never had these, but I've had the Crunchers, and also Aldi has their version of these that I think are pretty good. I have, like I said, haven't had these exact ones, but the Aldi ones are pretty damn good too. So
yeah, and see, I like these because as different from the Crunchers. I'm sure I had the Aldi ones too, but these have has the season. Every chip has great amount of seasoning on it, and it's very crunchy. And some look as kettle cooked as a healthier chip or whatever, but these are just phenomenal. I love jalapeno everything, and I actually just had some of my burgers tonight. But yeah, I love these a lot.
You just grab a handful and
right. And they're so addicting. You're gonna eat the whole bag in one sitting. So you gotta calm down there. But they're so damn good.
Side note: do you guys, whenever you're writing out jalapeno, write it out as jalapeno?
No.
Oh, I do.
Right.
It's an easy way to spell it.
You forgot the squiggly.
It wouldn't put it in there, and I wasn't taking the time to go. I don't know how you add it in unless you go to the internet and copy paste, but didn't want to do it. Anyways, number 3.
Spicy nacho Dorito. This is pretty common. I feel like as a group, every time we go to any like events, these chips are always there. It was really close between these and Cool Ranch, but spicy nacho takes over. I like spicy stuff, even though it's not that spicy, but it's just a little. You guys know how it is. It's just a little more spicier than the regular nacho cheese Doritos, and it's just it's a great spot for it.
Steve doesn't know because he only eats 2 chips.
I only eat 2 chips.
Oh yeah,
I can't wait to see what these 2 chips are because every time I hear him say that, I want to think it's fucking neck.
Well, I bet one's gonna be fucking barbecue Lay's, and it's gonna be like, all right, you're fucking predictable.
Neck.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Okay, number 2.
White cheddar cheeses they're so damn good. These are, I have them at number 2. I think they're the best Cheez-It flavor. I think they're the best white cheddar anything flavor, anything, whether it's popcorn or whatever. I love licking my fingers after I dig into the bag and just eating it. Eating those cheeses and just licking my damn fingers, and it is so fucking good off my damn fingers. You just fucking grit it with your fucking teeth, and it's all your teeth and shit, and it's right between your teeth, and you just start licking it and just chewing on it. It's so good and flavorful and crunchy. And talk about, I said addicting with the Lay's jalapeno chips. These are fucking very addicting. These whole box would be gone if it was in front of me right now.
Family size.
Well, they can have 2 helpings. Okay, number 1.
And I combined both of these teams. Said just pick one. But no, these are both. These are both my favorite chips. It's too fucking hard. It's too hard to come between it. They don't taste the same. The Chester fries are just very crunchy and they're way better than those damn. I can't think of that. You know I'm talking about the blue bag hot fries.
Yeah, it's got.
I can't think of the
dude with
damn
the
brand
mustache
name.
on
I
the
think it's
front of
called
it.
like Caps or something.
I know what you're talking about.
No, I
You
know
know
you're
what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Keep talking.
These are fucking shitting on those. I know the black community would love this as my number one because this is all the black community eats is flaming hot chips. I grew up on these bad boys.
Yeah, Andy Caps.
Do you like the Flamin' Hot Ruffles with Jason Tatum on the bag?
I love them. The flaming hot and barbecue, love them.
Am I an
I
idiot
love
that
flaming hot anything. Flaming hot Lay's, flaming hot fucking anything. Flaming hot's just the best flavor ever, and that's why I had to combine both of these as my number one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my list. It's a variety of little different things. You know, I had to add a granola bar. Almost made a fucking what almost made the list was the damn Austin cheddar cheese crackers. I love those fucking things. Those things are so damn good.
I don't even know what you're
from
talking
elementary school?
Yeah, but they're fucking. You know, they're just a nice salty snack. You know, it's good for you.
Am I an
So-
idiot that I didn't know that these were the same brand?
I mean, who did you think Chester was?
I just thought they made the fries.
And it has the exact same Flaming Hot font on both bags.
Well, that flaming
And
hot
the same
font,
and the same mascot.
Yeah, so is
See,
this
that-
like a local thing? Like,
That's what I didn't know is that Chester himself
is it
was
like
on the Chester's
Western
bag.
and like Cheetos is Eastern or something? I don't know.
No, they're different.
It's
One's like fries, like rectangles.
Yeah, that's
and
what I
one's-
said to him yesterday. I was
one's
like, you gotta
Cheetos.
pick one. One of them was a fry. and
So
one was a cheese.
Boyd, not only because of the spice, because I mean I have Flamin' Hot stuff. I mean I only eat it whenever it's in like a variety pack. I don't seek it out on its own. But not only from the Flaming Hot standpoint, but also just like those fries. Like after you eat like 3 of them, I'm sure you have to be like guzzling a drink because they. I mean, can you eat a bag of those without a
you gotta
drink?
make sure you have a bev when you eat these. You gotta have a
Okay.
bev when you eat these because they're I think they're hotter than the Cheetos, but or spicier, but oh god, they're so fucking good. They're so I could easily like they sell $2 bags in this where it says $2 on the front. I grab those every time.
My only objection is that there's at least 5 other kinds of chips that you would rather eat than that granola bar. Because I
That's
just
why
exactly.
but I had to switch it up. I couldn't just do all chips.
Yeah, it's like
If it
okay,
was
yeah,
set.
we're at the
bet.
we're at the Mizzou
Is the
game this Saturday, and I'm like, here, Boyd, here's some Cool Ranch Doritos, and he's like, no, I'll just take this Nature Valley sweet and salty nut bar instead. Fuck out of here.
but we also got sandwiches. I can't eat a granola bar with a sandwich. You gotta have chips with a sandwich.
Is the Cheez-It a chip?
No, it's a cracker.
It's a salty snack.
You say you can't do all chips. Well, I know, but you said you didn't want to do all chips. That's why you put the granola bar in there.
He wanted to go to
I
a
was
different
gonna,
aisle.
it was really gonna be different. I wasn't even gonna add the jalapeno chips. I was gonna do variety. I was gonna do chips, cracker. I was gonna add Dots pretzels, and then I was gonna do the granola bar. But I was like, I like the jalapeno chips better than Dots pretzels, so I'm just gonna stick with that.
I've only had
And I almost did
one
white
item on this list.
popcorn in that little silver bag or whatever, silver and blue bag. But I was like, nah, I'm just gonna. I eat these granola bars every time before I go to the gym, so I had to put them on here. So now
What'd
they
you
love
say,
me.
Teeves?
I've only had one item on this list.
So hold on. So time out. So you're telling me you've either never had spicy nacho Doritos or never had white cheddar Cheez-Its before?
That's correct.
Insane.
The only thing that I've eaten on this list is white cheddar Cheez-Its.
Yeah,
I'm not spicy,
unreal.
so I stay away from those 3 spicy things. And
spicy
never
nacho
catch me alive
Doritos
eating
aren't
that
even
granola bar.
spicy.
Well, I just would rather have other Doritos than that.
I can't wait to see your damn list. It's probably gonna be nacho
Maybe-
cheese Doritos.
Maybe this will be like Cameron's movie thing. This can be my little taste test and see can report back and let you know.
I'll happily.
I
bring
will
you a
not be
granola
trying
bar
the
as well.
almond bar. I absolutely will not.
Well, you're just afraid of life. That's all.
No, I'm not eating. If I'm gonna have a granola bar, I'm gonna have like the fucking Quaker granola bar, Chewy or whatever they're called.
Those are the most mid things ever created.
But if I'm gonna have
Sure.
one, that's the one I'm gonna have.
Moving on.
Well, Viewers, I hope you enjoyed my list. Like I said, it's a variety of different things, even though it's 3 chips or 4 chips up there. But yeah.
Okay. Next up, Connor. Number 5.
So
Really good.
Yeah. So Boyd brought up the spicy nacho. Doritos are just fantastic. When I want spicy Doritos, I like these a little bit better than the spicy nacho because they have that little bit of sweetness to them. It's almost, if you haven't had them, it's almost like a Cool Ranch with a little bit of spice. These are not spicy, just like the spicy nacho aren't spicy. But yeah, really, really good for number 5.
Yeah, these I do like these. I like this. I'll give the nacho to spicy nacho barely, but it's a solid pick. So for once, Connor's starting off on the right foot.
Right.
I don't say not spicy. What is your guys' spicy tolerance? Like I don't do spicy stuff at all.
Like fucking mango habanero sauce.
It's like,
or like fucking.
I mean, I do like spicy food. I have a pretty high tolerance for spice, but this is like, I'm trying to compare it to something. It's like, it's not as spicy as
well, like
buffalo sauce.
I'll say like mild sauce at like Buffalo Wild Wings. That's kind of spicy to me.
These are not as spicy as mild sauce.
These aren't spicy.
Okay, I'll have to give these a try then.
I think they're spicier than the spicy nacho, but neither of them are spicy.
Right.
Okay.
Fact.
Like if you took a bite of these chips, you would be like, oh yeah, like it's gonna be, like it's good. You would enjoy this bag for sure.
Are we doing what?
You would enjoy this bag.
Oh my
god.
Okay.
You don't need a bev when you eat these chips. You can just fucking,
Yeah.
Like you need a bev when you eat like the
Flame
Hot Cheetos and shit like that. But like when you eat spicy nachos or this spicy sweet chili, you don't need a bev.
Correct.
Okay.
Nope.
Number 4.
Flavor twists. I've loved these. Like these are probably my first love as a chip. Honey barbecue. Fritos, I think, are pretty mid, like normal Fritos, whether it be the chili, which is slightly better than the original. But the honey barbecue flavor twists are just on another level. I don't know what else to say about it if you haven't had them. It's a unique flavor. It does not taste like a barbecue Lay's or a barbecue potato chip. It's its own thing. So get out there and try it if you haven't.
These narrowly missed
chili
the cut
cheese
for
is
me.
slightly better than original Fritos.
Yeah, I think they're both pretty mid.
These almost made the cut. I when I drafted my 8, they were on my 8, but then they didn't quite make the cut. And I guess if Teebs only had 2 chips, he's probably never had these either. So
I have had these. These are good. These are good. Yeah, like you said, it's like a childhood thing. Yeah, I had them way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I thought for sure these would be on your list, Sneeze.
They almost were, but
6th man of the year.
Yeah.
All right, number 3.
So Boyd put out a diss out there about nacho cheese Doritos, which I don't really understand because they're the best Dorito. I have my nacho cheese, which is like my go-to Dorito, and then if I want a little kick, if I'm feeling spicy, if it's a special occasion, we'll do the spicy sweet chili.
Yeah, but they're not spicy.
It's just a little different, it's just different flavor. I don't love Cool Ranch. Like obviously I'll still eat them. They're delicious, but like in terms of Doritos, it's probably like my 4th or 5th rank. Nacho cheese is I could eat the whole bag of these, no problem.
I can name 5 Doritos better than nacho cheese.
All right, well that's just a bad take. There's a reason it's the number 1 popular.
I'm with you.
And I'm a cheese guy.
Yeah, I've had this one. Can you believe that? I've had it.
Is that one of your 2 chips that you eat?
I can believe
it's
that.
not.
That's insane.
It's not, but it's a good chip. I agree with it. It's a good.
So you could have definitely done 5 chips if you wanted.
He did.
He could have.
Yeah. I could come up with 5 chips, but I'm saying I regularly only eat 2 chips. Well, I mean, yeah, I could name 50 chips. Anyways, number 2.
I'm a little shocked this wasn't on Boyd's list. To be completely honest, I know he likes the spicy stuff, but I'm a cheese guy, as previously stated, and cheddar and sour cream ruffles. There's one tiny little downside to these, and the rest are all pros. Tiny downside is you got to dig them out of your teeth, and that's it. Another one, I could eat the whole bag.
These are really good. I never like if I went to the store, I would never like purchase these, but they're always if they're like at an event or something, they're already purchased, and yeah, of course I'm gonna have some, but I wouldn't like, oh yeah, let me get some cheddar and sour cream ruffles real quick. They're catching my eye. They're not catching my eye. I'd rather
When's
have
the
what we
last
said
time you had
earlier,
some?
the Ruffles. I need the Ruffles Jason Tatum chips or Ruffles fucking Braun chips, baby.
Connor, you're one step away from your best list of the season, so hopefully you finish.
I think you'll
I
be
never
here
had
with me.
these. Never had these either.
Is this gonna be
Teebs.
Funyuns?
Teebs. Oh my god. It's like this might be number one you need to have.
We'll see. Okay, last one, number one.
Number one, Boyd talked about it a little bit. White cheddar Cheez-Its. Regular Cheez-Its are just fine, but white cheddar just takes it to 3 levels above that. He said he could eat the whole box. I mentioned it would make me feel terrible, but I could eat a whole family size box. Like, yeah, I just can't stop. Just keep eating them. Not much more to say about that. I think this is one of my best lists that I've put together of all the categories that we've done.
It is for sure.
I've had 3 of them, so it's already better than Boyd's.
I remember last year March Madness when Connor got in time. I was at the store. I was like, anybody need anything? He's like, yeah, grab some family size white cheddar Cheez-Its.
Fuck yeah, and that
like,
was good for the weekend. Yeah, good for the weekend. Absolutely. Teebs, if you have not had cheddar and sour cream ruffles, like pause the tape, go to the store and go get some.
Teebs, you never had that?
Ruffles. It's 11:10 at night. I'm not going to the store.
Get in your car, drive to
Motor
Mart right now.
Yeah, go to Mart. They're open.
You're all 3 talking. I couldn't hear you. I will. I am gonna try 5 and 2 here because I've had the other 3.
I can't believe you haven't had 2.
But you've talked me into the other 2. Sorry. That's why
I might frame this and put it on the fridge.
Slow down. Okay. Next up, Cameron. Number 5.
Okay, before I talk about these nuts here, I actually didn't even think about these nuts joke right now. But anyways, originally, you would think Luther chips would be among my list, but they're not. Spoiler alert. I found things I like better. But what I had in my spot before that I like to pour out some popcorn for is these. I don't know how well you can see, but these Pelican Bay white cheddar popcorn. Yeah. That was on my list. But Teebs informed me that they're no longer in service, which is very disheartening. Apparently, they're a St. Louis brand, and I didn't know they're a St. Louis regional brand. But I guess they got bit by the COVID bug and have not ever came back. And so, you'd say, well, why don't I replace it with that black bag with the yellow writing, that Smart Food brand white cheddar popcorn? And that's pretty good too, but it's not quite at the level of the Pelican Bay popcorn. So like I said, I'm going to pour one out for that. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going with cashews. Cashews are the elite nut on the market. Talk about something that you just can't ever put down. If you had one of those little nut containers of them, you could just eat them all you can. They just have the best. They're the best fucking nut there is. So that's number 5. All I can say.
Well, I'd argue that there is a better nut but this is a family show.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say about this. I'll wait till the end if you'd like, or I can say it now.
Bring it.
So, number 1, for a guy that for a dollar menu guy who won't pony up for, Big Mac or whatever it might be, but will pay like damn near $15 for a thing of cashews.
No, I don't buy them. I don't buy them. I don't buy cashews because for that reason, they're freaking like gold, but they're so good.
And second of all, I would have given you a little shit for this before, but then you mentioned that you left off honey barbecue flavor twist in favor of this, and that's just inexplicable.
No, which I thought about it, but then I kept going through my head, and I'm like, whenever I was trying to evaluate one or the other, I was like, well, what would be something I just couldn't stop eating? And I just felt like I could eat cashews more, constantly than those twists. And it was a tough cut. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, and my dollar menu thing, all my fast food shit, none of it was dollar menu. Anyways, go on.
Okay, number 4.
So number 4, blast from the past. You want to talk about something that's just elite. It's been elite for probably 2 decades now. You want to talk about something that you can lick your fingers afterwards. These are great. I used to get these. My mom used to buy them. It was like in a giant milk carton of flavor blasted goldfish, and then you like open the top of them. Like it was like a giant school milk container of flavor blasted goldfish. And yeah, exactly.
They still make those. It's literally.
Yeah, I haven't had them. I haven't had them in a while. Last I had them was in a bag like pictured here, but yeah, I mean those are phenomenal. Same thing. I mean, you guys are a little over infatuated with the white cheddar Cheez-Its in my opinion, which those are great too, but not top 5 worthy in my opinion. Just like the Cheez-Its are, the regular goldfish are solid, but when you have this flavor blasted extra cheddar on there, it takes them to a level that you don't have in the regular goldfish. So number 4.
Okay, number 3.
Number 3 is the tried and true Dorito. You can never, ever, ever, ever go wrong with nacho cheese Dorito. They're versatile. They can stand alone. They can be a part of a side dish. Have them at a barbecue. Have them at a Christmas party. You have it whenever. And even my sneak peek of the week. I'm not a big mayo guy, not a big mustard guy. If you have a cold cut sandwich, put you some nacho cheese Doritos on that sandwich. Crunch it down. You get a little cheese, you get a little crunch on your sandwich. That takes it to the next level. Doritos, if you don't have them in your top 10, what are you doing? So that's number 3.
Okay, number 2.
Number 2, I'm shocked we have not seen this yet by anybody. Harvest Cheddar Sun Chips. I was a fan back in the day of Harvest Cheddar Sun Chips, and then one day I had these in my hands, and the world changed since then. These are by far the elite Sun Chip, and they're one of the most elite chips that are out there, and obviously that's why they're number 2. They're just so good. They're talk about like you don't need a house of beverage at the same time you're eating these garden salsa Sun Chips. They can stand alone like none other. So they got a little
spice and everything nice.
They have such a fantastic flavor, and they're top 2. So with that being said, we'll go to number 1. Drum roll, please. And it is not a competition. These are the best chips there is. I like a year ago, Claire asked me what I wanted for Christmas. I said, go to Sam's Club, get that box of 50 mini bags of cheddar sour cream Ruffles and wrap that in some wrapping paper and give it to me for Christmas. I'd never gotten that to this day. Every time I walk up and down the aisle with her, I kind of nudge her and be like, look, give me this. But I mean, these are so good. Connor laid it out already. I mean, it's just perfect. If whenever you are in a bag, and the mini bags are good, don't get me wrong, and I'll hammer mini bags of these, but if you get a full-size bag of them, you open it up fresh, and those first couple chips you pull out that are like this big around, they're just perfectly circular, no breaks, no nothing to them, and they're just like loaded down with that cheddar sour cream flavoring. Whew, man, it is it's out of this world. And yeah, you can crunch these up on your cold cut sandwiches as well, take them to the next level. But I mean, my gosh, the fact that Casey hadn't had these.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So how overwhelming or how powerful is the sour cream taste?
It's just a little. It's like tangy cheese.
It's basically just a cheese chip.
It's mostly cheese.
Yeah.
Like it's a little more. Yeah, I think somebody said tangy. It's a little more tangy than like a cheddar cheese Pringle if you had them. But then the Ruffles just work so great with them. So yeah, it's phenomenal.
I think it's the sour.
4 and 3.
Say what?
I've only had 4 and 3.
You've never had garden salsa sun chips either?
No, I've had the harvest cheddar. Those are okay, but no, never the garden salsa.
You never had
Garden salsa's pretty good.
cashews?
No, I don't eat nuts. I'm allergic.
Damn, you are a fucking nut. After hearing all this shit, you're a nut.
You ain't allergic. Get the fuck
Yeah,
out
and
of here.
Boyd's not allergic to mushrooms, but here we are.
All right, teams.
Any other notes? Any comments from
Yeah.
these two?
Yeah, you're a nut.
Cashews is wild, but
Yeah,
whatever.
that's terrible pick.
I got thrown off when my popcorn got busted last minute. I had to come up with a.
You
Oh,
you
yeah.
are right. You are right about smart food though. They don't dust those. They don't dust the cheese on there like smart like Pelican Bay did.
Yeah. I mean, the Pelican Bay white cheddar. I mean, your fingers end up like you would
It'd
be
be
eating
like
white cheddar
coated.
Cheez-Its at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the blue and silver bag I was talking about?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't there like a Cape Cod too or something? That's white cheddar popcorn.
I think they
Am
do
I
white
making-
cheddar popcorn, but I think they're mostly kettle chips.
Oh, maybe. But yeah, that Pelican Bay stuff we were talking about it this afternoon. Yeah, that's good stuff. I had that stuff slapped. But yeah, I was looking for a picture for it, and then like it was just like people's taking it off a cell phone, like super blurry, and not like it wasn't like zoomed out or anything. So I was like, well, what's going on with that? So I like Googled it more, and then it's like, oh, this chip's been discontinued. I can't find it anywhere. And then there was like a Reddit page, like R St. Louis, and it was like, yeah, this is a local product, and
Yeah,
didn't
ever
realize
since you
that.
said that, I've been looking about it, and I've been seeing the same web pages as you. So
yeah,
sad day.
yeah, it
That
is.
sad.
It was a good salty snack. All right, we'll move on to my list.
Can't wait for this.
Yeah, seriously, Jesus.
Okay, first up, number 5, cheese balls.
Okay.
You guys like cheesy things, This is
that's a good.
get your
that's a good
Michael
start.
Scott on and toss them around, and I like eating these when I've partaked a little bit. Next thing you know, you look down and half that tub there's gone. It's a big tub too, it's pretty good size.
You did always have this at your house when we were in high school.
Yeah, I
it's
always see
good.
this, and I wish I had it, but I never buy it. I don't know why.
These are like
Right.
these are like Cheeto Puffs, but
Yeah.
worse and in a constant state of tasting stale.
Yes.
I disagree. I had some the
Yes.
other night, and they taste just fine. You got to put the lid on. Keep it in a nice enclosed pantry.
That lid's not enough to keep them fresh, though.
They
You
do
need to
go.
rework
They
that
do go
design.
bad quickly, so you just gotta eat them fast. Like I say, maybe partake a little bit, and then you'll want to eat more of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's number 5. Number 4, one of my 2 chips that I eat regularly. Miss Vicky's Smokehouse Barbecue.
Quiznos.
Yeah.
Quiznos, baby.
Got it from the Quiznos days. Boyd kind of talked about Lay's kettle cooked. These are kettle cooked. Yeah, so it's that like kind of thicker, crispier. I don't know. I like a little extra crunch. I'm a barbecue guy, and Lay's barbecue. I've had that too. So, but yeah, these are good. These are good chip. Number 3, peanut butter pretzels.
These do slap. I considered them.
These are fantastic after you drink a little bit. It's my go-to drunk snack. I'm bad about getting a little handful and putting them in my pocket and walking around the house and eating them when I'm drunk, or before I'm going to bed. Kayla's already off in bed. I'm like, well, I'm gonna, if I lay down, I'm gonna have the spin, so I gotta eat a little snack or something and try to get this to go away a little bit. But then I lay down and go to bed and forget that I have like 4 left in my pocket. I've done that a couple times.
Well, I'm sure this happened numerous times. But when's the last time that you were walking around your house so drunk that you had the spins?
Oh, I don't know. I was probably at that point with the at the Mizzou game, Memphis game.
Yeah, you were towards
you came home with the spins.
Yeah, maybe not the spins, but I'm sure I snacked on these.
Drunk enough to put peanut butter pretzels in your pocket.
Yeah, I mean maybe, but I didn't fall asleep with them in there. I ate them all. But it's happened before. I don't know the last time, but yeah.
Fair
okay.
enough.
But yeah, it's fun. You can I like to get it in the mouth and you just like bite it in half and then like kind of like let the pretzel dissolve, like break apart, and the peanut butter, like little peanut butter pouch thing, comes out, and you can eat that, or you can just eat all at once. But it's fun to play with too. All right, the other chip that I regularly eat, Cool Ranch.
But not as number one. Riddle me that.
Well, number one's fantastic. I don't know how none of you guys put it.
Jeez.
It's a good Dorito. I don't know. I've really only had the nacho cheese as the other flavor that I've had. The other ones I'll have to give a try, but maybe that'll take over. But nacho cheese is fine, but just you get so many of those. Yeah, I'm just kind of over it after a while. But I feel like I can eat these a bunch. Anytime you go to Taco Bell, if I get a taco, I make sure to get it in the Doritos Locos Ranch Cool Ranch taco. Yeah, it's a good chip.
I never had that actually.
And then last but not least, number one, movie theater popcorn.
Oh
It's
my
fantastic.
God.
I freaking love popcorn. Movie theater is always good. You can just load that butter on there, sprinkle a bunch of that, cheese, salt or whatever flavoring, and just mix it up. Get some more butter. That's the trick. You say, hey, can you fill that up halfway? And then you go put butter on it, and then you give it back to them, and they put more popcorn on top, more butter on top of that. Shake it up all nice and good. It's delicious.
If you go to the Alton movie theater, you can you fill your own popcorn up, and then you control your own butter button. So like you can go back and forth. You got to go to the Alton theater. That's where it's at.
Yeah, so it's just great. I mean, when have you gone to a movie and had popcorn and not just like had 3/4 of the bag gone through the previews? Like you just eat that stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
It's butter fucking going on it.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Side of Jolly Rancher gummies.
Sure. My go-to is vanilla Coke with it. That's a good mixture. But yeah,
you gotta get the red, half blue Slurpee, icy.
Kayla's an icy fan. It's not my go-to.
Love it.
So yeah, there's a list.
I can't believe you eat two chips and one of them is Miss Vicky's Smokehouse barbecue chips. I'm pretty shocked by that. And then I mean the peanut butter pretzels I could get. The cheese balls I feel like it's kind of a little bit out in left field, but
well, it's sure better than Boyd's fucking granola bar.
I explained my reasoning about that. I'm not gonna repeat it.
Movie theater popcorn is the candy corn of this draft, in my opinion.
Oh no. Candy corn is ridiculously horrible. Movie theater popcorn is a pretty damn good pick.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying. I'm shocked that this didn't make any of the lists.
Unless you have a popcorn maker, you can't go.
I do have a popcorn maker.
Well,
I'm actually planning on making a bowl tomorrow night for the Thursday night football. It's going to be a good evening.
I bet if we had if we did a poll for the world between my granola bar and cashews, they would vote me.
I'm not eating either of them, so.
Well, even though cashews are great.
Connor made the case for me. They're like $20 a pop. I mean, they're highly sought after. They're like
it's the caviar of nuts.
They're what do you call it? They're what's the word I'm looking for? In certain cultures, there's like food that is delicacy. Delicacy. Yeah. They're a delicacy. That's the word I'm looking for.
They're great. I have no diss towards them, but I'm gonna bring you a granola bar on Saturday. Just wait.
Well, I'm not nearly as excited as I was whenever you got the purple Skittles. We'll put it that way.
That's fine. You're gonna be excited after you taste that first bite. Like, well, boy, you were right. Damn right I was. I'm gonna just be cheesing the whole time you're taking a bite. I'm just be cheesing.
I think you guys know you fucked up if I have the most normal list out of the four of us.
Your list is good. I like I said in my
your list I feel
like the cheeses you get a little too much love for that, but I mean Connor, if you take your list and then put white cheddar at 5 and then bump everything down, I could get along with that. But
I was just trying to be different variety. Like I said, I almost put Dot's pretzels on there and stuff like that. So it was like, I mean, I wish the title was just chips. I would have went off, but somebody eats 2 bags of chips.
You know what also slaps are those pretzel chips. Have you had those? It's like a flattened pretzel.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
Like they're like pretzel thins or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
I don't think I had it. Actually, I have.
They have
make
them at
a bunch of
Aldi. I think they
flavors.
probably have them there's like, the anything bagel seasoning.
Yeah,
It's like anything bagel pretzel thins. Those are good.
Yeah,
Yep.
Shannon has a good list. He probably has the best list.
I agree.
Yeah,
Right.
I'll have to give spicy sweet chili a try, spicy nacho a try, cheddar and sour cream ruffles a try.
I need to go get a barrel of cheese balls.
Yeah, they're good.
I just want to have that and carry it around the house. And
The only negative on those is if we'll be watching a show and then like you get like my go-to is 2 at a time, so then it's just so damn loud. It's like crunch, crunch, crunch. That's all you hear. So I'm like, Kayla, you got to put on the subtitles. I can't hear anything.
Those are
Speaking
good.
of that, it's off topic though, but I need to buy it off Amazon and Boyd can deliver it to me. But you can like get like a wireless headphone jack that you can put in your TV and then like wear wireless headphones and listen to your TV. I think that's a great idea. So like that way, like if you're laying in bed or like, for example, I feel like I want to go down into the basement and watch like 2 screens while Claire's watching some dumbass show. She can listen to the sound and then I can have the headphones on and then we can still be sitting on the same couch,
Yeah, that's dope. I didn't know they had.
But then you couldn't, you don't have to listen to your own cheese ball stuff.
If you have a Roku, like a Roku stick, I don't know if the Roku TVs can do it, but you can hook up Bluetooth. If your headphones are wireless and Bluetooth, it'll connect through that.
Yeah, well, yeah, whatever means to do it, but yeah, whether it comes to that.
I'm just saying, look into that before you go buy a thing.
Yeah,
I don't think you have to buy headphones. I think you can probably use whatever.
Bluetooth it, yeah. I mean, that's how I do it in our bedroom upstairs. If I'm watching football at night and Kayla's like, turn that down, I'll just pop on the headphones and.
There you go.
What does she say?
She says, turn that down. It's literally the volume's literally on 2. I can't even hear it to begin with, so I'd rather just put the headphones on.
Hey, thanks for hanging in there with us.
Storm at me for saying all this, but it is what it is.
She won't make it this far.
The people will just be like, "Oh wow, that's a good back and forth between those two. They're funny." All right. Any other comments?
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Got a full episode here.
Holiday season starting, huh, Connor?
On Monday.
Dumbass.
Yeah, comment your holiday season. When's it start? When's it end?
Yep, and comment your top 5 salty snacks.
Boyd salty.
Please do. All right, TY, for watching.